Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Rita's video blog. I'm Airy Sky, also known as Krabby McCoffee. Yep, Krabby McCoffee here, also known as Rita. For you comer backers, welcome. For you noobs, hit the like and subscribe button. You'll find this content to be very interesting. For some of you out there that want to donate to my great high quality content, sometimes we have fun, sometimes it's serious. Today it's going to be serious. You can also donate to from my About Me page. Gift cards or anything from the donations channel's name, Airy Sky Rita Lee, would be appreciative. No push. This information is free for everyone, no matter who you are or rich, whatever. I'm here because this is a hobby of mine. But shall we get down to it? Let's get down to prepping this morning, all right? And the preppers list. Just give me 1 second. I also want to say that while we have the preppers list on Amazon, we are not going to be, we're not sponsored by Amazon. We don't have like a sponsorship program. Wish we did. So, Amazon, an affiliate page. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I should look into that, or maybe have Zoe look into it. Higgins, he's kind of been a grouch lately, asking him to try to find something. But anyways, I'm not sponsored by Amazon. I should see about an affiliate page. Probably want my tax information. You know how they are. All right, so first I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna move this tab here. So the second tab I'm going to be opening. By the way, I want to say the comments this morning. I want to say, Teldor says, Rita, you rock. You hit it out of the park with the planners. Yes. Well, let me just say I got to look at those real quick while setting up to make sure I have the right topics this morning. Remember, planners are the key to keeping prepping proper. I also have some new ideas. So, all right, so I'm hoping to get this done within an hour to hour and a half with possibly 2 bathroom breaks and because we are all human, but last night I placed an order for dog food, so it should be soon. Reason for it is should be like 26th, I think. I can't believe how much dog food, is getting harder and harder. And so some of the items I've ordered, currently, the shipping delay on Amazon is getting unbearable. I've gotten emails, like nothing from Mama Fanny. I want to know how Mama Fanny's doing. I got emails from everyone from around the quadrant saying Amazon's getting slower and slower, and I should email Mama Fanny and find out if she has any intel on that. I mean, I think it's awesome. But the planners, maybe Mama Fanny's, she said she would let me know if she's upset. Maybe she's just busy, but I do worry about her. So, shall we get to the preppers list? So, a lot of you guys out there have asked me and emailed me saying great things. Zoe was asking again, or something. Does the prep, does the, I'll Google the affiliate link later. Is this filled? So, I guess last night my can of dip ended up here by mistake. Oh, well. All right. So, one of the things I want to share with you is, before we start, right? I got to turn the thing to 200% so you guys can actually see it, because I'm showing you my list, which, by the way, I want to give you a warning. When you buy the items, right-click it with the right-click mouse, or right-click over the blue highlighted link, right-click it, open a new tab, and then go in it that way and add it to your cart. If you add it from my side, it goes to me, and I don't want you purchasing prepping tools for me. I'm giving you a warning now. This preppers list was specifically made for all of you to literally enjoy, life. So, and by the way, some of you every morning email me, and you're always asking about why I run to the toilet. It's the coffee. Coffee's like a laxative, That's why a lot of people drink a couple cups of coffee, or you could be like Zoe and drink prune juice. I'm Zoe. I need my prune juice. All right, so it's almost 8 o'clock. So another thing I have to do before we start this, I got the list ready to go for you. Is hopefully let me see. Hopefully the list there it is. Hopefully it says here, and then it says view only and copy. All right, so I don't have to much. You can follow with me if you wish. The preppers list right here. I know you guys are sitting there thinking this is going to slow. Actually, it won't. So, all right. So Zoe's sleeping and this charging. I can actually see if Zoe messages for here because the tablet is charging. All right. So now that we have everything lined up, minus my robe put on, I got to put my robe on. Let's just get to it, shall we? Yeah, I made a joke with Zoe last night about popcorn. One of the things you might want to do. So, because people keep talking about seeing my plumber's crack, it's the underwear too. It's kind of tight. Might have to change underwear midway through. Come on, it's just a joke. I wouldn't show any of it. As a woman, I have some moral values. Even Teldor knows this one. Shout out to Teldor this morning. Teldor, do you think I'm a mooch? Someone was saying I might be a mooch. Maybe you should add, I'm always giving, all right. So before we start, this will take a minute. Some of you out there thinking a planner is a waste of money. A planner is only a waste of money if you don't use it. You see, I am teaching Chloe the art of using it. Let's see here. So today about is the preppers list, right? So we just check that off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down the list. Let me just give you this real quick link for you on the screen. So for some of you preppers out there, you wonder, well, what's this, the Amazon? I will tell you the Amazon list is pretty good. This is the Amazon book. So, all right. So apparently one guy won the Mega Billions last night. One winner, apparently, out of the whole thing. They claimed it this morning. And I was like, how the hell does, what? I don't even understand these lotto tickets. Maybe I shouldn't be playing them, right? Anyways, what's really bad? I'll tell you what's really bad. I think that system chooses one random person, and literally, it's funny how everyone, it's like 1 in 324 million people will win, right? And yet, yeah, go figure. When people say, "Oh, Rita, are you jealous?" No, I'm not jealous. I just think it's wrong. All right, so let's see. I called Dad last night, finally. So, all right, so the preppers list right there. Cool. So, this means Sunday is my day of rest. And then Monday, see, and then it starts with this week here with all the crap I got to do. See, literally, it's not 1 million thing, it's a million others, Yeah. Yeah. So, thing is, I think the next planner I will get, well, we'll talk about planners along the go. I haven't added any to the preppers list, I don't think. And if I have, I'll explain it along the way. Shall we get to it? Let's get to it. Shout out to Teldor. Yep. So his comments was pretty interesting. Shout out, hit it out of the park. Well, it just depends, I had one person email me thinking, that Teldor's brown nose against everything. I don't think Teldor's brown nose. I think Teldor, Now, I would like to tell you, he said, Teldor, have you ever seen the preppers list? Because if you haven't, I think today's the day you should basically watch it, stop it, and repeat, and keep commenting as I put together everything for a reason. All right. There's items I will be adding if you guys have any suggestions. Shall we get to it? Because each item in the preppers list has a meaning. Let's get to it. Let's do this. Wish I could have some music, but all right. I'm going to let Chloe sleep for a little longer because I have to do this morning. What am I looking for? Chrome tab. Here we go. That's Christmas list. Here we go. This preppers list, right? Let me see. Share screen. Okay, so they changed it. Here we go. All right, so first item on the preppers list is a extra jumbo double basket shopping cart with 440 pounds of capacity. Preppers should have 1 to 2 of those, even 3 of them, so you can get as many groceries as you can and transport, move, etc. if you need to, without throwing your back out. Yep. That's one thing that you guys need to know on the preppers list, because this preppers list is pretty big. I apologize ahead of time for it being so huge. All right, but let's continue. So that has got a purpose. You can use it before prepping, during prepping, and after prepping. Why? Because it moves groceries. Now, I know Zoe hasn't seen this, but Zoe's probably going to post later when she sees this. So in the meantime, I hear someone scurrying about, so hopefully the little mouse that's using the toilet, being polite, will wake up on their own and leave me to get this prepping list done without any repercussions whatsoever. So, I think they went back to it. All right, so the next item on the list, Higgins was messaging me about a 36-pack, I think, or something. I don't remember how many it was. Might have been a 6-pack, 12-pack, whatever. But basically, it was basic classic notebooks. I think you wanted us to put that on the preppers list. I'll look at it, unless his email is missing. The college rule is specifically for a journal. There's 2 reasons to keep the paper. One is to journal, which isn't really journaling so much as sitting around, right? Sitting around. Here we go. Let me just look at this, right? So basically these are 6-pack of journal notebooks. Okay, it's a 6-pack of notebooks. The problem with them is I don't know anything about it. They're about this size anyway, so they're like 240 pages. Okay, it's about this size. The problem Higgins sent me was because they're a 6-pack. I think he wants to get his money's worth. But for you preppers out there, I will add that to the preppers list later today. Okay, meaning you can buy 6 of them for, I think it was $30-some. Not even paying attention this morning. 33. So, excuse me for 1 second while I get back to our list. Okay, I don't want to sit here narrating all night. All right. So these ones again are notebook hardcovers. These are larger, but these are also used for certain reasons. Yeah, so anyways, you got notebook hardcovers, right? Feels like someone's got a fucking blast furnace. I can feel fucking so much heat, Damn. I like the room to a certain temperature, but being springtime weather. Anyways, let's just get to this. All right. So you got the Amazon Basic Professional Journal, $12 for a 2-pack, which is a hardbound, which is 10.5 by 7.5, so it's pretty good. Amazon Basic, have the basic here. It's not bad. I mean, for quality, I would say it would do the job unless pages fell out, popped off, etc. I would say this is highly well worth it. So, for an Amazon Basic, but You have other ones right here. Classic lined hardcover, 5x7x8. So it's about the same size as those. Those are small ones. They're like notebook size. But I'm not asking you to basically go out and buy something like this big and this wide, for, what the prepping is to keep a journal or a log of your miserable time without power and stuff. No, if you can survive it, that's fine. Or you keep a journal for other reasons. You start journaling, it'll help you understand a lot more. Like, for example, the prepping issue, right? Son of a bitch. I just checked the electric readings. Son of a bitch spent probably close to 900 kilowatts in their own room. I mean, literally, I need to sleep. Really? Then you better fucking pay the fucking bill, you little peckerwood. All right, back to the story. So, hardcovered, right? Hardcover, right? Hardcovered books like these are not bad. By the way, no toilet paper this morning. So apparently we're supposed to use our hard-working paper towels for our shit paper. So one of the things I think you guys should prep on all the time is toilet paper. Now, for some of you out there, please excuse me for swearing. I don't mean to insult the viewers. Another thing I want to share with you that's very important on prepping is paper towels. Okay, dog food is, last night's episode was about dog food. And I literally had a discussion about dog food, and other foods. I mean, did you know people say, "Oh, just go buy yourself some what do you call it? Chocolate milk and make chocolate milk that way." I mean chocolate syrup, right? Chocolate syrup it doesn't dissolve properly unless you use a blender. To me, I think it's downright funny, but at the same time, there is a lot of problems. I mean, look at beautiful Zoe. Beautiful Zoe turns around and says, get some chocolate milk, or chocolate syrup. Yeah. Problem is that is another added expense. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, Chloe apparently, oh, I gotta get that. Oh. So Chloe, right, literally went to look for chocolate syrup. There is none. I mean, literally, I was down the other day. They're stripping out the ice cream. I mean, it's like anything with chocolate's sweet. There's something coming. I'll tell you what happened, right? I almost went out in the rain last night to go to the town, but so let's continue. All right. So the next up is, yep, that's right, Hamburger Helper. That's right. It's $20 for a box of 12. Got to think to yourself, will it work? Depends on if you like your Hamburger Helper. The other problem is it going to be worth it? Well, like I said, it depends. To me, Hamburger Helper is a staple that you can. The thing is this is why you keep hamburger. Now let me tell you what's going on in the world, okay? And I'll explain this all in the preppers list. Hamburgers getting harder and harder to get a hold of too. I mean, look, let me just tell you. Chloe went to the store, all right? She likes going to the store more than she likes to do her chores. But for the sake of the argument, she literally was looking for hamburger, right? Apparently the store is basically the two stores we have are like using Safeway brand stuff, right? They don't have regular ground beef, not regular like ground beef. They're using Wagyu. All right, this is what they have available. All the cheap foods are being taken. So Chloe, of course, is going to go to the food bank, right? I mean, literally, the food bank, maybe they have deals on hams. Who knows? Maybe they're going to give everyone a ham, okay? Thing is if you go and you look at hamburger, you don't want to pay So Chloe paid $24.99 for a pound of hamburger. Okay, that's the problem. First of all, this is why when we pay for hamburger like Wagyu, it's $14.99 to $19.99 for Wagyu hot dogs. Okay, now let me just tell you, Chloe didn't know better, but I don't like Wagyu flavor. I do not like I do like a good Wagyu steak, but the problem is it is what it is. So if you want to basically get hamburger, you have to go to Walmart or to any store that has regular hamburger, which is being sucked up faster and faster. People are realizing with the food stamps running out, they're rushing out and getting everything they can that's not nailed down. So here you go. Pastaroni. Zoe and I were talking about that. Different flavors, $25, $12, pack of 12. Most of these are packed of 12, so you got to basically got hamburger helper. That's fine. Pastaroni, just add your own vegetables. You can cook it as is and eat it as pasta, right? Now, hamburger helper, you need, or this, as I'm going to throw a shout out to Chris out there, General Urudite, or like he likes the skillets. I miss my skillets. You know how far I had to travel long and wide to find my cheeseburger skillets? I mean, oh my God, are the bacon ranch chillins skillets? So that's another thing you want to keep a journal for. When I say journal, you're journaling everything that you see at that store that's sold out. And everything also in your journal, you keep a list of everything that's running out and or everything that your family uses. You keep a close eye on it. Now, I could be wrong. We could not be in a food shortage, but I don't think so. I think we are going down that path. Shall we continue? More pastaroni, like I said, pastaroni. You got to look at this. You got the chicken and the butter, but I'm not going to go and quote every pastaroni flavor. All I'm saying is I put pastaroni in because Zoe and I were talking about pastaroni. Pasta is easy to cook. Fortunately, you just want to make sure you get a long-term one. And then down at the bottom, there's more, right? Then you get to the 12 cases of rice-a-roni. Now, Zoe and I talk about rice-a-roni too. Rice-a-roni is good flavor. It is processed. I'm warning you now, it is processed. But for a person who wants to prep and you think this stuff would be good, process will last a lot longer. But the question you got to ask yourself is, you know what? Well, you look at the price of rolling. I'm going to change my underwear. I'm pissed off. Okay, peeps. I'm back. So, passeroni is something that is edible. But it also, you got to ask yourself on the preserved list, are you going to care about preserved foods if, you don't have very much skill sets? I say no. Yeah. Give me a second. Okay. So, Okay, peeps, I'm back. So, there's a food shortage. And, a food shortage means there's a lot of problems, right? I gotta get my coffee and thing. But rice-a-roni is a staple, right? It may be processed, but let me just tell you, right? More rice-a-roni. So you just choose whatever you want, add it to your list, all right? Next up is battery lanterns, okay? I've spent enough time on one page, okay? The battery lanterns are used in case you don't have allowed to use liquid, um, you know, yeah, kerosene, Coleman lantern, gasoline. The manager or, running a gasoline generator. I'll get to the power sources soon, okay? Mama Fanny and I have that covered. I love Mama Fanny Gary. I do want to say to Mama Fanny, shout out to her. The only problem I have with the coffee pot is they've made the water container so narrow that it sometimes you got to pull everything out just to pour the water and then clean up the below the hot pan. It's like they made the thing on thing. Well, you know what? I don't complain. Makes my coffee just fine. So, shall we continue? So, the Coleman lanterns are what I recommend, and they're pretty good. This was like low as $9, but $17, you can't complain. So, also, this is 27, but the Coleman lanterns are really good. I do want to make a statement on the lanterns. Every lantern will do the job. It just depends on how big you want, how many batteries you want to put in, etc. This one's sold out, as you can see. But eventually, Now, people have asked me in the preppers list about this. This is basically a small basic freezer for one person, okay? I chose this one as an example due to the fact that it is the color of green, right? Yeah, so green color, right? So one of the things I got to tell you is, as a prepper, you need to make sure you have all your issues in there. See this? People have been asking me about this, right? I think about buying one of those for Chloe, but I don't want a clothesline hanging up in the damn bathroom. Yeah. So this morning, I want to tell you a story, okay? We got a little bit of cleaning to do this morning. Well, Chloe's got a lot of cleaning. I mean, I can't get anything done until she moves her stupid ass, and she's basically claiming I'm the delay. No, but anyways, one of the prepping tools you want to have, no, I'm not talking negative about Chloe this morning, it's Saturday, is the fact that she's on her way out if she doesn't get things done anyways. But my point is all preppers need to keep cleaning solvents supplied. WD-40, Windex, etc. Just in case. Yeah. Next up is battery-operated tea lights. A lot of people say to me, how do these work? Well, they look pretty cool. You get a remote and everything. They're $30. Higgins, of course, was talking about regular tea lights. Oh, I can get 4 hours out of them. First of all, if you're going to use tea lights to light and keep your way, then you might as well just be like the Queen of England and buy basically like long candles and then basically have candle holders and wax drippers and everything with it so you can use it, because candles are pretty dangerous unless you have something. And he's like, oh, I have this glass thing it's encased in. Yeah, but how are you going to go and basically light the damn thing if the tea candle's like this big and you're basically sitting there trying to use a big lighter? I mean, come on. Maybe an outdoor barbecue, lighter, those ones where you basically turn the gas on, you push a button and you strike and it's like, tea lights. These are actual bulk tea lights, 200 pack, $27. Now, if you're basically frugal and you can be safe, you can use them, but I don't recommend tea lights if you have kids around. Tea lights, as you can see, tea lights are there. Next up is the battery container. This battery container is good. A lot of people have said, Mama Fanny came out with a good treasure. They emailed me about this. She always suggested it. I'll give you my input on the battery thing too. I think it's great. Fortunately, the question from Mama Fanny and to me is this, okay? Now, They make some really good Christmas presents too. You can wrap it up. But the problem we have is two problems, okay? The tester is great in the center, right? The double A's are great, but a lot of people very little use triple A's. Very few things is triple A, right? So the other day I was talking to someone about triple A batteries. I said I probably use probably good six triple A batteries every 3 to 4 years for the TV remote, right? And then you look at your C's and D's. Think about it as a prepper. How many things do you need that C and D batteries? Back in the day, it used to be the little Sony Watchmans or the portable TVs. They needed C's minimum, D's to power these things. We used to have rechargeable battery banks sitting in our kitchen lined up to charge up the batteries just to run the electrical gizmos. And then don't forget the boom boxes with the TVs in them. Google it sometime. You find boom boxes with TVs in them, black and white or color TVs. Those things had to take at least 8 to 12 minimum D batteries just to run for 2 hours. So think of it from my point of view, right? So C's and D's are no good. So unless that thing can universally fit more double A batteries, a lot of C's and D's are used specifically for, but not limited to, mag lights. But has anyone ever seen or purchased a mag light? Well, people have them. Images is like, oh, I got this mag light that takes like the 20D batteries. Yeah, if you want to fucking whack the shit out of someone on the head. So I'm making fun of Higgins this morning. All right. So my point is, you got 9 volts. Some people use 9 volts for smoke detectors and other things, beeps and chirps, just popping a new one, right? You got 9 volts. You got they say, oh, it's your responsibility to replace it. No, the management company says it's my responsibility, right? It's actually the management company's responsibility to replace them. You see, I knew a guy, right? He was disabled, mentally in the head. When he moved out, he took all his light bulbs and his batteries and everything. He took everything that wasn't nailed down. They came in and said, oh, what happened? And they said, oh, it's a burden for me to keep giving you guys my light bulbs. So he decided he's taking everything. He even took the fire extinguisher he installed himself. He said, that's mine. Yeah, you guys, we have one that's been outdated like 3 years. They just won't update it. Yeah. Management company doesn't care. So, they're using outdated fire equipment anyways, so anyway, so the batteries, right? The batteries are and then you have the 9 volts, right? I talked about the 6 volts of the lantern batteries. And again, battery testers, etc. Battery case. This one's on sale right here. See, it's $9.99. Highly recommended. If you want, you can wrap one of those up, put on your Christmas tree. Next up is milk, powdered milk. No explanation, but powdered milk like Nido, Swiss Miss. Those will be the the milk that's chosen, right? Yeah. So those two are that. There's some milk down below, but we'll get to that later. All right. So the next up is these. As you can see, these solar power banks are sold out. I told Zoe to get them before they run out, right? These will charge your phones and charge your flip phones and charge, see, these are 38 million. See, you buy one of those, you charge it up, and you literally, can use this as a power source for your cell phones. And it's a solar power bank. Highly recommended if you're in an area with lots of sun and your power goes out or you can't get it. Solar banks 24. Now we're getting into the bigger crux of the problem, okay? The next up is the Jackery. Okay, the Jackery is a solar bank. Solar banks, the solar panels a little more. Okay, you can use this, I believe, to charge up AC. So if you had like 6 or 7 of these plugged in and charging, there's a kit actually where they give you like a little pole and a light stand. A little light bulb plugs into it. 60-watt like equivalent light LED. Thing is what you need those for is literally for the power out, right? So basically, if you get one with a thing, right, people sit there and they say, but If you need to recharge it, you just take a solar panel and take it out. But a lot of people see that solar channels around here and probably steal it, so you have to be next to it constantly and rotate out. That's why I said that's why you always keep spare battery banks, literally, but the manager might be like, "Oh, fire hazard." You know what? It's not a fire hazard if you keep it as an emergency backup. I mean, literally. Now, the next one on the list is the Bialetti, right? Again, $2.99. I highly recommend. Also, you got to look at it, AC outlets recharge from 0 to 80 in 30 minutes. See, so you can actually use AC. Solar generator, outdoor camping, solar panel optional. So basically, these are what they call solar generators, and they have like 10-year life on the battery. So every 10 years they replace it. Might be a little more money, but cost of inflation, right? So basically, that can clean sign power. This has right here portable station, $300. All these are basically, the bigger you have, the more pure power you can have, right? This says indoor camping emergency, etc. C319 and 199. I mean, I was talking to Zoe about it the other day. I got to now not use the word Jackery in front of her. I got to use solar generator because she doesn't understand. When she first learned about this, she thought it was cool. So, on the preppers list, this list is pretty good. So, you got your solar generators, depending on whatever. If you give me a minute or two, I'll just leave it here on this page. I got to use the restroom. Salad and cucumber. Okay, good. Back peeps. Let's continue. So the solar generators will be your best bet for power if you're in an apartment. And if you don't want to cause noise, play with the generator. Apparently, my therapist lives out in the middle of the sticks here on the island, and she's got generator access. So she's like, I got generator access. Yeah. So butane gas, I just, butane, then you have gas stove, and then, butane is a one cook stuff. Problem again, if people say to me, "Oh, well, I live in an apartment, the manager won't." Let me put it this way. If it's power in the summertime, they want to complain because of it, you just open the window, right? Because they're more worried, right? When summertime, but in wintertime, they're worried about you people freezing, and they don't care. You know what they worry about? Management worries about frozen pipes. I mean, literally, think about it. They're more worried about their freaking pipes than they are if someone freezes to death. If 17 tenants died of freezing, right, in this building, they'd get away with it with, it was a wind snap and 50 below zero and people froze to death because it was too cold. And yet, they don't want you to have certain things. But this year will get you everything you need. The one burner butane stove, highly recommended. But if you own your own home, or if like Mama Fanny, you're good. But out here, Mama Fanny and I have been trying to work together as a team. I hope she's doing okay. I miss her. Hope I didn't upset her. But, we need to work on other things. I mean, the management company clearly states that nothing in their apartment is allowed, literally, between that. I mean, I can't even carry a Coleman fuel can outside and put it in my storage shed. That's considered a fire hazard. Flammable materials, they're already saying, you're carrying butane, and, butane is... I mean, literally, what am I fucking supposed to do? Let you bastards take my butane because I can't use it because you guys are fucking selfish pricks? I mean, literally, yeah. I mean, this is for an emergency prepping situation. Apparently, if the preppers, let me put it this way. The neighbors and I have a secret war going around, right? We all got little radios, right? We have these little radios, these ones. And they actually triangulate. So say I want to talk to, first the radio, we have radios, right? First, it's either contact by phone, right? Or text by, as long as their internet's Instagram. Then if that doesn't work, cell phone. And if that doesn't work, the radios, right? The communication is we're working together. But you know what the problem is? Problem is everywhere you go, they won't let you. I mean, if it's a blizzard outside, right? You're not supposed to go out in the bloody snow firing up a coal barbecue to cook it, Yeah. So basically, so to me, I said to Chloe, by the way, where were we? Oh, yeah, cookies. So these cookies are highly recommended, but I don't recommend them unless you have sugar thing, because look at the price. A lot of sweets are going up in price, $52, $9.96. Let's just go through that, $41. I mean, you guys know what I think, right, about cookies. I personally think cookies are not a prepping tool. That unless you really want to prepping cooking, you should be thinking about full things. Now, some people ask me, Rita, wouldn't the cookies and the snacks and the crackers and the salamis and the sausages be a better prepping tool for, survival than meats? You're right. Let me tell you how you could survive, okay? See, Mother Fanny and we work together. However, there's a question that people have been emailing me because no one will answer, right? And that is, what do they do when it comes to food, right? So, say there's a massive thing happens, right? You live in an apartment, power grid goes down, right? Let's just say the power grid goes down, okay? Hypothetically, that's the first thing you got to think about, hypothetically, right? Power grid goes down. What happens? The power grid goes down. People in subsidized housing can't use camp stoves, camping lanterns, unless it's battery powered. How are you going to cook your meal? How are you going to use your microwave? How are you going to use your convection oven? You see, in the end, let's just continue. You've seen enough of the pricing of cookies. These cookie prices right here, the one on the top, very good. You can actually use the tins. How do you do it? So people email me and they say, oh, Rita, I live in an apartment. What do I do about prepping? Your first prepping tool is get as much canned meats as you can. You're going to be living on canned meats, okay? Apartment dwellers has the biggest thing to lose, so stockpile of canned meats. Now, the owners of houses or house rentals, the owners of the rentals of the homes could literally tell you no noise, no this, no that, right? Back in the day, you can also, you can, like we had a great landlord, and but it just depends on your situation. For example, these cookies are great. See, next up is smokers, right? These are smokers slash charcoal barbecue grill smokers, right? So they smoke on the bottom and cook on the top. I highly recommend one of these if you have to smoke meats. The manager can't complain because basically it's not electric. Now, for you guys that live in a area where you have your own home, you can use electric until the power goes out. This is a secondary backup just in case your power's out and you need to smoke your meats. This is why I chose barbecue smokers and vertical smokers. And it's not just about what happens at the power grid. I mean, literally, power grid goes down. What are you going to do? I mean, think about a lot of people there now. Smokers, and now a lot of people have asked me time and time again the prepper list. What is with the scanners? Again, for you noobs out there that just tuned in, scanner is basically an information box that will tell you what's going on, whether there's crime, whether there's fire, police, EMS. They'll tell you where the fires are if it's analog or digital, and it goes down the list. I mean, literally, a police scanner is something, if you're in an analog area, it will be one of your best friends if you have no TV. All right. Now, a lot of you people are streaming TVs, and people sit there and say, well, Rita, what do we do about the communications? Well, I'll tell you what I would do, okay, if I were you. I'd get a scanner. I'd get a base station for home, start to learn it. Mobile one in case you got a bug out, or one that you can take with you. So say you're basically going along and something happens, something major happens, SHT situation. Each of your family members has got a scanner so they can listen in. And then if you guys are in range, you can use walkies or GMRS or FRS and say, oh, we're okay. But the scanner will basically tell you what's going on in your community, if there's rioting, looting, murders, etc. And that's why I chose the 125 AT, because it is the 125 above. The one you saw right here is got alpha tacking and easy to program. The 30C is the discounted model that was discontinued. It was put in after the 75 XLT, but the 75, Now this is a trunking scanner. This is if the power isn't out and you have other SHTF like a bank situation, banking crash. This will tell you if you're in an analog area, what the hell is going on. A lot of people say to me, well, what do you use for digital? Yeah, I got to put something in for digital preppers out there for that. I guess I went a little slow, carried away with that, so I apologize. But this is the alarm clock model. Let's just get, these are two first. So, you get two scanners for the price of one. So, you get the idea. Now, next up is pairs. Apparently, as you know, your pairs are, the pairs are sold out. So if you see something sold out, like right here, it's a see buying option, it's sold out. So that's why I skipped over it. Then now look at the price, okay? One of your prepping tools you need to look about is what to do with, yeah, I got an email. It's like, oh, you got email. Yeah, okay. So one of the things that I get email in the morning, all this, everyone wants you to buy their crap. I keep putting it in the spam folder, It's like Martin Luther King Day. Do I need a deal on what is it they're selling me? Yeah, so they're selling me clothes and wigs. Okay, so I'm not wearing a wig, so I'm putting that as spam. That's why I'm starting to filter out my email. It's one of my email tools. When you're a prepper, you can actually use the tools, to your advantage. So, again, let me just continue down the list. Okay, so as you can see this, excuse me for a minute. You see this, right? It is $36 for peaches, right? And then $2.09. I remember peaches being 39 cents a can growing up in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, think about it. We want to talk about inflation. I'm going to add that to it this morning. All you lovely people this morning need to hear that, inflation's going through the roof. Now, I love Zoe dearly. I do. And Zoe and I were talking about different things. Zoe was asking me if she brought me up the square pizza thing, right? Let me tell you, these pizzas, these little frozen pizzas, these Totino's. Oh, never mind, I can't show you. These used to be $1.49 when they first came out of bun size, right? Bun size, $1.49 ballpark. A gallon of milk was 99 cents a gallon. Now it's almost $6. You see, thing is if people ask me all the time, right? Okay, so we got this sliced pears sold out. Same Bartlett pears again, 12-pack, $28. So you got to ask yourself, how much are you going to be wanting to pay, right? And that gets to my next question for you preppers out there. Next is mouthwash. A lot of people use mouthwash. I have bottles in my office and in the bathroom. Actually, I use mouthwash. We don't know. A lot of people say, toothpaste. Remember, I told you toothpaste makes a good stocking stuffer. So, prep for Christmas. By the way, if you didn't know, my budget planner has a section for Christmas planning. I'm going to start to do that soon. So, toothpaste and toothbrushes are mandatory if you want to keep your preppers clean and you don't want to have any problems. You say, oh, okay, whatever. The Smart Pro, these are planners. Again, I'll explain the planners real quick. Planner is if the power goes out or whatever, you can maintain your prepping diaries. You get diaries for your prepping. You get your prepping planners, and you plan. Planning for prepping is not just about buying stuff, stockpiling. It's also using its skill sets. So your skill sets would be, for me, it's the administrative side effect of things. I do the administrative thing. Chloe does the picking up of certain things and laziness and others. But it also means if the power goes out, that you sit there and you're play cool, right? Now, say it was 20 below or 30 below, like it was the one day, right? I know Teldor probably hasn't heard the story, but I'll tell you. I was calm and cool. What was I doing? I'll tell you. One of the preppers tools you always keep on hand for you preppers, is something that's a household item. Do not give this to kids. Kids, no deal. I'm not, So it goes like this. So I keep a fifth of bourbon on hand just in case for cold weather. The bourbon will keep you warm long enough to get you to sleep. And if it's really cold, you climb under the covers and you stay warm that way. And then you have no problem with your prepping styles, you see. So, So anyways, when it comes to the planners are there to prep, okay? It's not just to put in your everyday work schedule. That you do anyways. But you can get daily planners, preppers planners, etc., etc. Now, you can sit there and say, what's a prepper's planner? What's a daily planner? I'll tell you what a daily planner is, okay? A daily planner is for the old farts that only need a few things done a day, okay? If you want to plan every 15 minutes, let's just say you're, I'm going to make a joke here, okay? Sorry, Mama Fanny, Mama Pee-wee, forgive me, and Zoe. If those three wanted me to micromanage their life, I would need a 15-minute and a 30-minute planner because the main small planners like these are basically for personal use and only for small things. Now, if you want something that's bigger and you're a business or whatever and you need 15-minute increments or you need this or that, that's where you would do it. But as a prepper, you could also prep out your time. For example, say you want discipline and you want to be a better thing. The Amazon Basic, right there, not bad. I highly recommend it. But, any of these are good. I know Mama Fanny said, something. Now, you guys are probably asking, let's just skip these things. I've already talked about it enough. The budget planner. People say to me, what are you planning to do with the budget planner? I'll tell you. The budget planner is to budget better, okay? It's to manage money better so Chloe can learn the understanding of the art of money. These are budget planners. That's why they have red pins. The budget planner is the teat. It also makes it so I can keep a ledger a little better because I always like to do the financial aspect of things, anyways, right? So, anyways, the next on the list, we only made like what 20% so far. Let's speed up. Is potassium iodide tablets in case of nuclear weapons being released, hypothetically, but still, it's better to be safe than sorry. So, right now, $40 pills. $10 if you want to get 60 tablets. I'd stockpile like crazy, dude. I'd be buying every one that they allow, 33% price drop because, those will help you if you're in an area that could be, whatever. These are all potassium iodide tablets, liquids, etc. So I'd highly recommend it for anti-radiation if you're in an area where it gets heavily exposed. The next up people ask me about is the deodorant. It's always to be clean and sanitary than to not be clean and sanitary due to the fact that if you are dirty, then, they say it's not good, So people are saying, well, what are you doing looking at your phone? I was looking to see if Zoe's woke up yet. Zoe said she joined us this morning. So not on video. It's not a holiday. See? So the deodorant is also part of your cleaning kit that you need for prepping so you never run out. Like, for example, I told Chloe the other day I needed more shampoo and conditioner, right? I literally am getting ready to order some stuff on Amazon. I got plenty of credits and I got plenty of, gift cards and everything else. I'm thinking breaking down and buying a few items. But the thing I'm seriously considering, I'm not telling you guys what it is right now, but it is important for me to tell you as a prepper that I'm like 10 steps ahead. The problem is it's going to get worse. And so I just ordered 2 bags of dog food, and then I put in my journal, right, for payday, right? This is why you do the journaling or the journaling and or the planner. The planner is better because if you get a bigger planner, right? Say you get the 15-minute increment or the hours. I know Trudeau's like, Trudeau did say something nice to me the other day. He said, Zoe and Chloe need to work together. Let me just say Zoe and Chloe. Zoe is awesome. Chloe's nice when she can be. But the difference between Zoe and Chloe is kind of, without saying anything negative, this morning, Saturday, she's got some mental illness, okay? They apparently, we all do at a point. But the main thing is Chloe's afraid she's going to be replaced by Zoe, and that's not going to happen. That's the thing. Chloe lives in fear, right? She's afraid to be homeless, but she lives homeless already because look what she does, But we're not here to criticize Chloe this morning. We're trying to get this prepping list done. But I wanted mostly, because I don't want Chloe coming out and screaming at me anyways for something that I'm trying to be nice about, is I want to talk about Trudeau for a minute, okay? Yeah, it says you hit it out of the park with the planners. Well, like I said, there's more coming down the pipe. I can do more reviews if you guys want me to. So, as a leader and administrator, you're always like 5 steps ahead of the purpose. I'm trying to be 10 steps ahead because, frankly, we have to be prepared for any situation. See, when you guys come on here and you say, oh, this isn't a prepper, or, people attack the administrator or whatever, like Trudeau said, we're basically, the thing is the enemy is the system, and that's true. The system is the enemy. I mean, I want you guys to think about the system being the enemy. All right, let's get on with the prepping list because, you've seen enough deodorant, right? So as you can see here, right, soups. Let's talk about the soups for a minute. The soups are literally sold out. You see the thing, it's a selling option, that means sold out. So that means pretty much what it is. So as a prepper, one of the things people say to me is, well, if you're living in an apartment, how are you going to eat soup? Soup's already heated, cooked. All you have to do is open a can and eat it. You might not like the cold soup, but it's still food, and it's sustenance. But a lot of you guys out there have asked me time and time again, what is the option for apartments? I will get to it, right? See, look at this, okay? We're having a food shortage right now, okay? Now, a lot of you are basically panic buying, okay? I'll tell you, there's a lot of panic buying coming on down the pipe soon because think of what's going on. One guy said, oh, panic buying, there will be some panic buying soon. And the reason for it is Mama Fanny also knows there'll be panic buying soon, same with Pee Wee. And the reason for it is if you're looking at this list, I know Mama Pee Wee will probably comment later, but I would like to share with Mama Fanny, Mama Pee Wee, Zoe, Chloe, Trudor. I do want to say we all miss Tony, wherever Tony is. I hope he's okay. The next up is Campbell's Soup. See, we just went through 4 to 6 stacks of it. I'm not going to even go through it again, right? Sold out. Says we don't know if this product will be in stock. You see, now look at this, right? $19 for your home style chicken soup. $19. Think about it. I want you to think about that for a minute. The tasty, flavorful gumbo was sold out. Taken. Why? Because it's flavorful. A lot of people know that Campbell's is making soup now that doesn't taste, tasty. Let's continue. You see this? This one's chicken noodle, see? They got that inside. Cream of mushroom with roasted garlic. Most people don't like it. Oh, actually, sold out. See, look at that. Again, sold out. So soup is some... Tomato soup's been sold out for months. A lot of people are basically stockpiling tomato soup just in case they want to make grilled cheese and tomato soup. But that's only for people that have the ability to heat their soup up. Remember, a lot of people said, well, what do you do in an apartment situation? Well, I'll tell you. An apartment situation is a little different, okay? Next up is disposable paper plates. A lot of people say, well, what do you do with paper plates? Well, you have 2 options. You can do dishes, and hope like hell you can do dishes with cold water and get your plates clean over lantern. Or you can basically stockpile paper plates and paper forks and plastic cups and use that until the power is restored. Or, a lot of people saying, the preppers. A lot of people are messaging me, being a prepper myself. They say, well, what are you actually prepping for? Everything. Everything. See, I'm prepping for winter storms, right? Winter storms is just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, my robe's over there. Second thing we're prepping for is the banking collapse. Remember, Dow Jones went up, right? People say, oh, Thing is I'm going to tell you something I told Zoe the other day, okay? I love all of you, all right? Now, Mama Fanny might be mad at me for my channel. She might be busy, but I love Mama Fanny, and she's always welcome here, all right? I'd like just to know what happened. Maybe it was the scanner links. I sent her all the scanners. I'm trying to choose one, but, I got something coming down the pipe soon, so I'll tell you guys about it sooner or later, okay? Anyways. The next thing on, maybe she's upset about the planners, but, I wanted to basically coordinate more of everyday tasks so I can get more done, Of course, I've been doing everything I can, but we're not going to go there, okay? This is Saturday, okay? I'm in a good mood, all right? See this? Sold out. So people are stockpiling paper plates now because they some of it's $20, see? Plastic foil. Next up is this. This went down to its lowest of $30 last month, so now it's $63. So think about it. I believe your hand sanitizer has gone up in price, but that's if you guys need hand sanitizer, highly recommend it for a prepping situation. The next up is sourdough starter. Now, Zoe, of course, I want to tell you a story last night, okay? I love Zoe dearly, right? Zoe is a sweetheart. Chloe, I think, is jealous of Zoe's generosity and kindness. Yeah. You see, I try to be funny, but sometimes, as Zoe knows, I try to be completely and thoroughly serious too. So, like Zoe's watching me this morning, she'll shout out sooner or later over coffee. But sourdough starter, she didn't know about. You get a sourdough starter, and you get the right yeast, you can make bread every day. As long as the sourdough starter rises every morning, you can use the starter every day for bread. Now, the other thing is you got to learn how to cook bread different ways, okay? You can bake it, you have an oven. After you let it rise for a while, right? And I'll explain everything to you as we go, okay? Then you basically save money by not going to the store and paying $3, $4, $5 for a loaf of sourdough because grain's expensive. Next up is, this here is sourdough starter too, by the way. Damn it, I went too fast. Hold on. Now we're in bread pans. See? So there we go. So this here is available, right? And that is good. And it's 27, right? Then you got these mini pans. Now, these pans do dual purpose. You can make single individual loaves, which means you make miniature sandwiches if you want to conserve and watch calories. I personally think calorie watching is dumb. I only eat one meal a day. I ate some leftover hot dogs at the fair that Chloe bought on cash. I gave her cash. It's a way of teaching her to limit spending on my card. She doesn't like it. That's why she's not doing stuff right now. For some of you out there, I cut her off because I'm not an ATM. All right, we'll get to that later, okay? Next up is the mini meatloaf pans, and she's doing quite well in cash, actually. She's learning that cash goes only so far. And I'm kind of proud of her, and that's why I'm teaching her the basics of balancing money, because you can't spend $1,000 or $1,100 a month going to the hot bar. You have to stretch it out. I mean, literally. I just got an email, okay? I'll tell you a joke, okay? I was telling Zoe this, I got an email. It said my streaming service is all went up. We get a cost of living boost. The elderly, guess what? We're paying. Zoe last night, we couldn't believe how many channels out there on Roku box. You buy a Roku, right, for $25, people. You could literally find thousands of channels of free movies and TV without even looking. I know moderator Tara J was talking about loving Tubi. I love Tubi too. A Roku channel, love Roku. Plex and Crackle, some of those channels are free. YouTube's free. You can watch it a lot on YouTube. So these mini meatloaf pans can be used as for bread and mini meatloaf. There's also, so we can, and you can also use this as a bread and meatloaf. You can also make other types of bread too, like zucchini bread and pumpkin bread, whatever else you want, right? Amazon makes their basic bread, but I'm going to tell you the problem with Amazon's basic pans, okay? I think these are full size, not minis. The minis is what I like, okay? Because I make a mean meatloaf. Okay. And then next up is something for you guys if you have your own home, okay? $8, buy a gallon of kerosene, keep it on hand in your shed. And the $8 lantern on the top is better than the $36. I'm going rounding up the next dollar, by the way. That's worth it. So I highly recommend that if you just make sure to crack a window so the fumes go out. You don't want to trigger your carbon monoxide detector. Yeah. Now, if you're in your bedroom and you have your window cracked, you can use a light chamber oil, like the old chamber. That's there. And then 1 gallon of paraffin you can't order on Amazon. I would recommend if you're going to carry kerosene items and kerosene heaters and stuff, etc., and you go kerosene as a backup too, just as a backup, that you go to your local hardware store. They'll sell you up to 5-gallon bucket of kerosene. Keep it in your shed if you have a shed, and that will help you as a backup too. Also, I will get to other items too. Candlesticks are good here. There's candlestick holders. Again, Zoe's recommendation. Those will hold your candles, and you can use it, but just don't move your candles around like you're walking from one room to one room like Ebenezer Scrooge. You just want to be safe. You don't want to trip. That is why in an apartment like this, we keep the candles in the John. Yeah. One is you take shit. No offense. You got that scented candle, but candle holders are a must. So another thing that I truly like as candles as a backup is the candles are for, good morning, Mr. Kane. The candles are for light, okay? The scented candles, I was just going to explain again, is if you're using it in the bathroom as a light source when the power's out, talking about power outage, just in case the power grid goes down. Remember, Washington State had 4 targeted power outages. We live on an island, so we were out during a massive winter storm. And then when they restored it, the electric company supposedly was walking around, Mr. Kane, in Anacortes. That's the port city where we get the ferry to come here. I live on an island, if you didn't know. And the islands are powered by underwater power cables, but apparently the feeder box blew, and they actually caught it on camera, and it took the company like 9 or 10 hours to repair it, something like that. So I went to bed when power went out. It's kind of sad, but candles are there to keep I'm in a basement unit, so without sunlight, lanterns like this is what we keep. And candles are used only in the bathroom to keep the bathroom lit. So you have light. And I use scented candles because scented candles are what I use in the bathroom because it does cover the smell of the bathroom a lot of times. So, that's something I want to say. So scented candles are used for that purpose. So let's continue on the preppers list. So all these are scented candles. You've seen enough. You've heard me preach about candles, scented candles, scented candles. WD-40 is another thing that I highly recommend to keep on hand in case something rusts or, use for keeping in your kit. Another thing is the hand trowel. So a lot of people say, what's hand trowel for? Well, a little shovel doesn't hurt. Maybe you have to dispose of something or something, and you own your own property. The shovel will come in handy. The next up is dish soap. Now, remember I told you in the beginning, there's that hand crank washing machine? That is used as a backup if you have to wash your clothes. Highly recommend keeping laundry detergent. I have 8 bottles, 8 gallons of detergent still available, and that will help you clean, and that doesn't expire. So laundry detergent's also good. You see the one above is closed out. The next is Ziploc bags. Highly recommended, but as you can see, because the preppers are still prepping away, the Ziploc bags are literally sold out. So let's just check, see, the LED tea light. They're called tea light. LED tea lights, yes. Well, if you looked at my link, like I said to all of you that's tuning in this morning prepping, you can go to the mouse here. I'll show you the mouse, right? See the mouse right there where it is. You can go up to this link here, right click it, and then add it to your cart. And then if you add it to the cart from this preppers list that I made for you all, then it goes to me, and I don't want you to buy for me. So I'm saying right click, but this is a list of stuff that you need to have on hand as a prepper. As you see, Ziploc bags at $23 for freezer bags. Okay, this is not even gallon size. So, quarts. Yeah, quarts. Now, I use gallon size because it holds more. So, there's right here more, $24 for Ziploc bags. $22 for Ziploc. There's the gallons right there. That's what I use mostly, and I double bag everything so you don't get freezer burnt. So the next up is more quart size bags, $11 on sale. Sandwich bags, if you want sandwiches and stuff, those come in handy too. So you get various sizes. There's a variety of packs. See, the variety pack is sold out. Now, another thing people have asked me about is what's with the raisins. Raisins is an emergency food staple if you have low sugar level. Yeah, think about it. Low sugar level, you can eat some raisins. Raisins last a long time. The reason I went for 10 pounds is because 10 pounds for prepping. So as you can see, 10 pounds is like $72, $66, but it's for low sugar. $41, it just depends on, I put in various prices for price points for whatever you guys can afford. Get the best. This one's sold out. This one's $72. This one again, $45. This one's $39. And then we get into people emailing me sometimes and say, Rita, the preppers list's got protein. We're about 1/3 of the way through the preppers list, by the way. So I'm trying to speed this up. But the protein is an extra protein drink if you can't cook meat. So you can drink protein shake and mosey along. Protein shakes come in handy for that reason. So, they could vary from $33 to $54 to $39. But this is a emergency backup if you don't have access to meats, and I will get to that part. That's why for apartment people, you can buy protein drinks and live on it. I wouldn't recommend it because, when you do go to the toilet, you're most likely going to end up with the runs because you're not actually putting solids in your thing. So I will get to the things that is the best, right? A lot of you people have said that this list is, and as a prepper and an administrator, you guys really like how I put together the preppers list. A lot of people go through it and say, wow. Another thing that's good for protein, so you can see the top part here sold out, trail mix. Trail mix is different. I put in different things. Happy Belly is Amazon's brand. You can get whatever you want. You want nuts, chocolates, dried fruits. You want sweet and spicy trail mix. That's sold out, of course. But you can see right there, trail mix is something that's highly brand Ziplocs expensive. Well, you can also get Glad Ziploc. You can get anything you can get the generic too. Welcome, the real Cynthia. Welcome. And Kane, you can get anything. That's why I put Happy Belly brand in. It's Amazon's brand. It's Mama Fanny. She has her own channel. You can find her on my featured channels. For Christmas, she got me a coffee pot. My coffee pot broke, and she bought me one. Very good. See this? 16 ounces of regular yogurt trail mix. Another protein option is nuts. If you like nuts, nuts are a good thing for stretching out your protein as well, because nuts provide protein, and it's highly recommended. So one of the things I always keep on hand is nuts. My favorite are cashews and pistachios. I do like walnuts from time to time. The Hunter's mix ain't bad either. Then you got another trail mix. The gift card I threw in there as a joke. So if anyone thinks my content's good, you can always donate. My About Me page is there, but I'm not here to mooch. I'm here to give you a thing. Now, a lot of people have emailed me asking me about why flour is so expensive. Now, let me explain why flour is so expensive. Flour is expensive because we import our grain, right? So we import our flour, our rye, our barley, etc., because other countries like that. So if you see it, this is sold out. But you saw the first bag was $72. The next one is $51, right? I'm rounding it up. This is what it's costing right now for the import fees of flour. So flour is a staple that you need to keep on hand. For example, you get yeast, you make bread. You want to make homemade pizza, you get yeast and you get flour. Like down here, this one is soft wheat for pizza dough, bread, pizza, pasta, $35. This one is sold out. This one here is $36. The brand gold medal, again, $12 for 1 5-pound bag. So think about it. Another one that's really rare, hard to get a hold of is canola oil, peanut oil, coconut oil. Those are going up in price because people use it for cooking. So remember, those items have to be used. So they got to use a lot of peanuts to make peanut oil. They got to use a lot of corn oil for making corn. So corn is a grain, again, that can be turned into like chicken feed, etc. One of my favorite games I play is a farming sim, where you can take your corn, turn it into grain. I just buy the thing. I use the corn to cook in my game. But, thing is, it's canola oil, again, 1 gallon, $16. Vegetable oil, $3. Now, a lot of you preppers have asked me time and time again for apartment living, right? Why do I have sardines? Well, if you like sardines, there's some forms of protein. Now, I do have a suggestion for the real Cynthia coming up. It's coming up down the list. I'll tell you about that in a second. That's a good helper for your needs. Highly recommended if you can't get meats, but I recommend getting canned meats, right? Sardines is one of them. Highly recommend it. Now, if you're not a big fan of sardines, well, that's just not. This item here, these two items here are very important to me because those are items, if you don't have a power outage, okay, and you just have that device there, you can tap into a pocket TV. You can buy a pocket TV on eBay for like $20 new. And if there is no power out, you can get a digital or analog to digital converter box. Okay, those are like $20-$30. Okay. Say you're prepping for a power outage, and the power outage doesn't happen, but the banking system does. The digital to analog converter, as long as your power is running, you can literally buy a power plug. You can buy a digital to analog converter and the cable plug, and you can run a pocket TV on AA batteries. Now, if the power goes out, you might be able to use the solar generator I told you about, the power your your analog to digital converter and then transfer it and use the pocket TV to literally watch your TV. As long as you have an antenna. Okay, the antenna you got to buy too, but these are indoor antenna. Those will help you with watching TV. Now there is another option I will tell you, but these are analog to digital converters. That's why I did it. Some people like those pocket TVs because they take batteries, and then all you need is a solar generator to run the analog to digital converters. That's why I said it. The next up is compasses. A lot of people say, well, what do I need a compass for? Well, another thing is an emergency situation if you have a bug out. Okay, bugging out is where you have to leave your home. Okay, and you take your whole family with you. You can do it in your car. So the compass would come in handy. Now, if you have to bug out and there is a power failure, your GPS won't work and your phone lines are going to be tied up. So your phone might have the GPS on, but your phone's not going to be receiving communications from Google because the servers might be down. So a compass is always needed just in case. Oh, and if you know how to read maps, you might want to use maps literally to learn and to read. So when you get to like main roads and stuff, always keep road maps on hand. Sometimes the what's that one road thingy? Anyways, there's this company that makes maps. Okay, they make well, as a roofer one time before I got disabled, we used to have these maps, road maps, right? They're like a book, and it's like for the whole state, and you just flip through it for towns and stuff, and it had maps of everything. So you might want to get one of those just in case. But compasses are for bugging out. Now, if you're on foot, you need a compass, okay, for bugging out. The next items are these, the survival kits. Okay, the survival kits are $50, but this has everything you basic needs. First aid kit, some water, tools that's needed, your tools, your headlamps, your axe, your mini shovels, etc. Just buy what you can afford. Okay, don't, if you can't afford everything, don't buy it. Let me go check the comments, okay. So another thing on the list is, like I said, is the survival kits. $49.95, $35. Again, some of them are sold out, some aren't, but these will come in handy for everything. They come in a little bag too. Some of them come in a handy travel bag like this one. You want those, and you want it for your bug out kit just in case. But if you're not bugging out, then don't worry about it. But these come in handy for everyday use, for cutting, making fires, to everything. These kits, they're 60. The next on the list for protein again is peanut butter. Yeah, that's right. Remember I said if you got bread, you can make bread at home. And once you learn how to make bread, you are sufficient at it. You can make bread. You can get a bread knife, cut your bread, and make peanut butter sandwiches, and you can survive. Now, if there is no power outage and you're living on peanut butter, make sure to get some jelly too. We're about 40% done on the preppers list. The next is for apartment dwellers again. Vienna sausages. Now, I don't like Viennas. They don't taste good, but that's another form of protein. I know I told Cynthia it's coming down the list. There's an item that would be there unless they sold out. It would show up. So the next is the canned chicken breast. This can be used if you have mayonnaise. Now, if there's a power outage, you want a cooler to keep your foods frozen, right? You want multiple coolers, one for meats, one for your refrigerator goods. You don't want to basically turn around and use your cooler even if you're buying ice to keep your beer cold, okay? The option to keep your beer cold, if you have a 6-pack, is just throw it in the back of the toilet, okay? The toilet tank. That'll keep your beer cold and you won't have to worry. You can put your soda in there too and keep it cold if you want that. That's a good miniature refrigerator. The water's always cold in the back anyways, right? So use your toilet for your cooling thing, right? The next up is the chicken breast. Again, it just depends. This is 5 ounce. They're charging $44, but the 12 ounce sold out. The 5 ounce, again, $68 for organic. Another is your Vienna bites. Again, 12 cans, $12, a little under $1. Highly rare. This one is $45, but this is 10 ounces. So always look at your ounces. Buy more if you can afford it. Buy the bigger cans. All right. You can make, people say, well, what's with the chicken breast, right? Chicken breast is like tuna. You can make tuna sandwiches. You can make chicken sandwiches. So you won't go hungry. Form a protein for those who basically have to live on chicken. And if the power's out, you might want to keep a cooler with ice and keep your mayonnaise cold and make sandwiches. Sandwiches are key with your protein. Now, as Miss Cynthia said, real Cynthia, I'll just say Miss Cynthia, Preppers need to realize you got to make your money count. So, like I said, you want to get the best and biggest cans for the price. You don't want to buy 5 ounces unless that's what you want. Now, the chicken doesn't taste that good, but if you mix it together with, and keep a bag of apples on hand, you can actually put apple in with your chicken. Your apple will take away some of the flavor of the chicken, and again, there's Vienna sausages, but these are made with chicken. So think about it. These are small cans. You can live on them, or as Crocodile or Linda Kozowski said in Crocodile Dundee, you can live on it, but it tastes like crap. Okay. I'm not going to use the real words because I'm trying to keep out from swearing, but you guys get the idea. Chicken breast. Okay. Chicken breast, more chicken breast, tuna. Again, 12 ounces of tuna and oil is $33. Now, if you don't like tuna and oil, you can get tuna and water, okay? But this is 12-ounce cans, so if you just drain the oil, you can make your tuna that way. I think it's natural tuna oil. I don't know what type of oil they use. Now, 5-ounce cans is small cans is $30 for 12 cans, but that's albacore, okay? Albacore is good, too, if you like albacore tuna. The next one is skipjack tuna. Again, it's 5-ounce cans, more money because skipjack's a little better than regular tuna, but all tuna is all tuna. It's just canned meat. All right. Next one is, again, albacore. So, $40. That's sustainably caught, non-GMO, kosher tuna. So, Bumblebee again, pack of 24, 5-ounce cans, $22. So, the next protein thing is your crab meat. Crab meat was $56 to $60. It's now $35. Highly recommended. The vein shrimp, sometimes you can buy shrimp frozen and they send you like freezer bricks with it. So, keep it cold, but they're sold out. Shrimp's that. Now, another one is 3.5 in soybean oil of mackerels. Now, if you like mackerels, that's a good thing to keep on hand. I don't like canned fish, but for those that like canned fish, like Uncle Donnie, who ate Viennas and Little Smokies, and I love Little Smokies, by the way, but Viennas and mackerels and tuna and everything else, you just eat it out of the can because he was lazy and his place smelled like fish half the time because he liked his canned meat and he ate the cheapest stuff so he could literally drink his cheap bourbon, or what they call bourbon. It's really grain whiskey. But anyways, oysters is another thing that you should prep. If you like oysters, I do like oysters. Or not oysters, I don't like oysters, I like scallops, sorry. They're smoked, so you can eat those as a form of protein. Next, again, is your kippered snacks. These are kipper little fish fillets, right? $56, 18, small cans. Another one is kippers, again, 41. Another one's 38. These are things that you can literally live on if you like sardines or kippers, if you're in an apartment situation. Now, if you have your own home, get yourself a camp stove, cook your meals. Yeah, for those that live in an apartment where they don't want you using a camp stove or a camping lantern because of carbon monoxide and the fact that it's dangerous, the canned goods will come in handy. So kippered snacks, scallops right there. Like I said, scallops is one of my favorite. You get frozen scallops too, and then just cook them at home. Scallops are really good. You can get them in the freezer. Remember what I said. Small freezer for one person, medium freezer for two people. Larger freezer goes on by that. Freezers is a must. This is what a little bun sitting on. So the baby clams is, again, see, clams are sold out, is another form of protein. Now, I like clams. Clams are good. You can also get canned clam chowder, but I wouldn't eat cold clam chowder. That's something, but I would do it only as a last resort. But baby clams is, again, a form of protein. So, shall we continue? You guys see it right there. It's baby clams. You got smoked clams again. They're expensive. Anchovies. Again, another thing that people like to buy is anchovies. Again, anchovies and sardines are a staple for people in an apartment that actually can stomach little fish. My husband likes sardines and Louisiana hot sauce. So, there you go. So, more sardines, various brands of sardines, sardines, more sardines. We've talked about why. Now, gets to the interesting part. Okay, so a lot of people have asked me, it's $136. What's this do? If you got a solar generator and you don't want to buy a analog to digital converter, a solar generator, a plug to plug in a 4AA battery or 2AA battery portable TVs like the old Casios you can buy for $20 new, then this would work. It's got a built-in battery, and what you do is just pull the antenna out and you can watch TV as a communication. Just remember, in the beginning, I said a scanner works, please scanner. This here is a secondary tool for your communication. If you can get the news, it'll tell you what's going on. And a portable TV is a secondary must. So I highly recommend portable TV. Compass again, compass again, compass again. Next item is can openers. Right? The can opener is always good. Now, some of you have skills to use something like this, Swiss Army knife with can opener in it. Now, if you don't want to basically tote around a Swiss Army knife to learn how to, then the can opener here, basic Amazon can opener, is highly recommended. Yeah. The next up is something that I'd like to share with you all is Centrum Silver in Centrum Adults. Now, this is a form. If you don't have protein, you can also take protein shakes. If you don't want protein shakes, you want no meats, and like sardines or anchovies or chicken or tuna, then you want to keep vitamins and a lot of water. But you don't want to live on vitamins because you can't live on vitamins alone. Just remember that. Magnifying glass is a tool. Higgins recommended these tools. People say, well, what is a magnifying glass besides reading? Well, the magnifying glass they put in, like Swiss Army knife, is used to start a fire. So if you know what you're doing, you can start a fire with it. So highly recommend magnifying glass for your bug out bag in case you're on foot. The next up is the multiple sewing kit. Sewing kit is used. We're a little over halfway now. Sewing kit is used for fixing your clothes. There was a cotton shortage, so you might want to beware that you don't want to buy, unless you have a thrift store where you can buy clothes for $1, $2. You might want to buy sewing kit and sew your clothes because we're not out of the woods yet with the pandemic, with them threatening nuclear war, with the people talking about banking collapse, natural disasters, Great Depression, recession, blah, blah, blah. So this stuff sold out. Paracord's highly recommended. Keep it on hand. Bungee cords are highly recommended. If you need to bug out, you can use bungee cords. The next up is electric tape, duct tape, and other tapes. These are really highly recommended for keeping on hand. Electrical tape is always good. Duct tape is always good. Vinyl tape, electrical tape sold out though. Basic real duct tape right here. Your yeast, if you see the yeast, the one on the top, this is what you need to make bread. Remember, I talked about it with the sourdough starter. So you need yeast, you can make bread. The one on the bottom, the Fleischmann's, sold out. Yeast is a must. Next is your sugars. Sugars are used only for certain things, baking. So if you're baking something that needs sugar, get sugar, stockpile sugar. Buy 4-pound tub, 10-pound tub, 25-pound bag. If you're going to make canning and you want to can jams, 50-pound bag. The brown sugar is used for your oatmeals and other breakfast foods. Highly recommend it. Keeping brown sugar on hand too. Confectionery sugar, granulated sugar right there, raw sugar. And then people ask me about why the half gallon of real maple syrup. Real maple syrup is used if you're going to make French toast or pancakes. Some people don't like oatmeal, and they're not going to put maple syrup in it. They could, but the maple syrup is usually used for your dishes that need maple syrup, like pancakes, French dips, some egg products, etc. Highly recommend keeping maple syrup on hand for various reasons. So there are various prices. Next is your poultry seasoning. Poultry seasoning is good. Now, if you have a lot of chicken frozen, you can use poultry season for everything. You can make it in soups. You can make it in chicken legs. You can make it in anything. So this here is McCormick. The next is the Happy Belly pepper. The pepper is literally a tub, which you could use for an entire year or more, depending on it. I don't use pepper that often. My mom had to use white pepper growing up because I didn't like pepper. It was kind of too spicy in my opinion. But us girls, we have some pickiness on foods, But iodized salt sold out. So see that sold out right there. Next is bullion. I use Knorr. Knorr is the best. You get more Knorr for less money. Now there's others that buy just regular brands. You want the biggest tub of bullion. You can use bullion gravies. You can use bullion in with a little flour, make gravies. You can use bullion for soup stock. You can use bullion for everything. So I recommend beef bullion, chicken bullion. As you can see, chicken bullion tubs right there. They're kind of expensive, but they will last a long time. Next up is AA batteries. 48 batteries is perfect. If you want to keep batteries on hand, I always keep AA's everywhere, stacked up in the prepper's room, and then I go and buy some regular Rayovacs for my scanner, but I got that fixed. So, batteries can be used for various TV remotes. Anything that requires a AA battery. If you have like the original Game Boy you want to play, just pop in some batteries. The old Game Boy battery packs, and they don't hold a charge. So, if you get a mint condition Game Boy Color, Game Boy, whatever, they work for batteries. AAA batteries. A lot of people say, again, we were talking about batteries earlier. Batteries are highly recommended, but people say, well, what do you use with AAAs? Not a damn thing, actually. Not many things. I probably go through an 8-pack every 4 years for the TV remote. That's it. Everything, AAAs are slowly phasing out. I've not seen anything yet, right? So, there you go. The Rayovacs, the high-capacity batteries right there on the top. That's what I use for my scanner currently. As you know, I like to listen to Scanner. Scanner's entertaining. Last night was really chirping like crazy. The next up is, again, something that's very important, hygiene. Now, as a prepper, if you have no power, you want to make sure you keep a good, clean, hygiened body. You don't want to get sick. So you want to keep body wash, shampoo, conditioner, soaps, etc. Now, I just chose randomly stuff. I use Dove. So, when you see the Dove stuff like the cucumber and lavender, that's my brand. So I'm just using it as an example. Don't forget your soaps. Irish Spring, a lot of women, a lot of men love Irish Spring. I will tell you, I will be putting on Pee Wee's soap recommendation to the preppers list. One of the soaps she recommended is brand new. It's called Degree. It gets 99.9% of the bacteria. She sent me some for Christmas. Thank you, Pee Wee. Moderator Pee Wee's grade. It gets 99.9% of the bacteria, and what it was lavender and Epsom salt. I'm telling you, the soap alone makes you relax. The other thing I'd counter, and I want to put in the preppers list eventually, is Dr. Teal's Epsom salt bath soaps, because you get a nice soaking tub or whatever. You can use Dr. Teal's, get yourself clean, have a glass of wine, soak up. The Epsom salt relaxes. Another is Dove's body wash, green tea, cucumber and green tea. Again, I use a lot of Dove. That comes in bar soap too. That's my favorite. So I buy a lot of Dove products because I like, people say, Again, there's the bar soap. Like I said, the Dove bar soap. The next is what Pee Wee recommended 2 years ago, Amish Farms. Now, Amish Farms is expensive, but you buy a box, you're getting 48 bars of natural, scented Amish soap from an Amish farm in Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, the Amish know how to make soap. So this is something that's good for prep. It might be a little expensive, but it's highly, highly recommended. Next up is what Mr. Kane was talking about, dish soap. Always keep dish soap on hand. Buy the giant boxes, giant bags, giant whatever. You're good to go, so you have more dish soap than, Stay away from Jif peanut butter. How to recall. Yes, I'm well aware of Jif. Yes. Centrum 1 is the best. Yes, that's why I put Centrum in there as a thing, Miss Cynthia. See, I'm actually looking at the comment. Now, as Mr. Kane said, he always misses the dish soap. Well, in the preppers list, the dish soap's always there. So if you ever want to look over the preppers list, you can. The dish soap is there. The next on the preppers list is shaving gel. People use shaving gel, shaving cream. I put in shaving cream for men, shaving gel for women. So, they're getting highly expensive. They're getting more and more expensive. They're between $4 and $7 a can right now. So buy it and stockpile it as best as possible. Shaving gel is a must if you want to keep your legs smooth like me, Or if you're a man who doesn't like a beard, or you're a woman who tells your husband, I'm not marrying a man, or I'm not staying with a man with a beard, time to keep the shaving cream on hand for your wife or girlfriend. Again, the Gillette here, the stuff for men, the Series 3X, actually, men's shaving gel can be used for your legs if you want to save a few bucks. The next is the Barbasol. I just placed an order for these for my legs because my legs are literally only using this. Where I live, razors are getting scarce. So I went and bought some. I know Chloe's like, oh, what about me? Well, I had to buy some because, she found that the 4-bladed razors work better and you don't nick yourself. Where me, I'm very good. I use these 6 blades. There is 7 blades out there, but they're very expensive. So, 6 blades are really good. If they go to an 8 blade, I'll probably use that one too for my legs. I like smoothness. The next is in case of emergency and you don't have access to the safety razors, the 1 bladed to the 7 blades, you can get a straight edge. Unfortunately, the straight edge needs to be professionally used. A lot of women lost their their skill set to use it. Basically, it's only been used by barbers in the old days, and because if you're cut wrong, you slit your throat. So you got to be very careful with it. So those are there as a backup. The next up is your ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is highly recommended. I paid $12 for 500 ibuprofen tablets, and currently it's $18 right now for basic. So think about it. Over-the-counter meds is a must. Next on the list is your naproxen, 300 count, $10. Now, as you can see, the Tylenol is completely and thoroughly sold out. Still, a lot of places are sold out, so get what you can over-the-counter wise because you're going to be running out of supplies. Okay. Next up is your fishing kits. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, what's with the fishing lures? Fishing lures are if you're into fishing and you want to catch your dinner. Okay. You buy a kit or 2 kits or 3 kits, put in your tackle box in case you're in an area where you have streams, lakes, rivers, or oceans. You can fish. Otherwise, you might go hungry. And that's why I say if you're bugging out or whatever, fishing kits will come in handy. Each one's different. Like, for example, this one says it's for Canada. This one's for bass. It's called Basser Kit. The next one here is Trouter Kit, Pocket Trouter Kit, Piker Kits for pike. Most pike doesn't come to the surface, but 2 weeks a year. Otherwise, at the bottom, so you got to troll them. So if you didn't know, trout comes and goes up and down the bottom, so trout's easy. Trout kits. Then you have the ultralight kit for trout. That's sold out. And then you have this. A lot of people have been asking me about the Ventures Fly Rod Starter Kit. This gives you everything you need to go trout fishing for flies. All right, fly fishing. You get everything right there for $300. Now, some of you don't want to pay $300. I can understand it, but this catching a trout on a fly is a lot easier, in my opinion, than trying to use a fake spinner. Now, if you get lake stock trout, they're usually used of pellets. So most people say, oh, I went to the lake and they have stocked fish, but I didn't get anything. Well, let's just say some of them you have to use very good tactics to get them, and they'll only take the fly or the pellets if they're really hungry. Now, the next up is flies. Of course, $90, you get 2 boxes, $140, you get 3 boxes, but the flies are a must for fly fishing out there. Now, a lot of people have emailed me saying, well, what's the difference between a fly rod and a Tenkara rod? As a prepper, the Tenkara rod is used with a line holder. So you hold the line holder in your hand and you fish with short distances. Tenkara is Japanese fly fishing. Now, most people buy fly rods with the reel and you're like, and that's good too, but Tenkara is used. Some of them are Tenkara or telescoping, so they get to about 20 inches and you throw it in your backpack. So it depends on if you want to go through Tenkara Rod Company or the Tenkara USA. Some of these ones I put in here, the smaller ones, are all telescoping. And then the next one people have asked me about is this. This is what they call a water bath. The water bath is for jams and jellies. Okay, if you want to make and prep, let me check something. make and prep your Zoe message. So I gotta say morning. If you want to make and prep gravies, meats, etc., you want to get yourself a and check out Mama Fanny's page on my featured channels on my channel. She's got one of the featured slots because she was sweet. She got me a coffee pot, and she's got some really good prepping videos on canning. So check it out. It's called Urban Homesteader, Fanny Urban Homesteader. Mama Fanny is really good. The water bath is used for jellies and jams, whereas the regular prepping things, for you can get a special canning pot for canning meats and stuff, but you can also use a pressure cooker. So Zoe says, "Oh, good morning." It was 30 minutes ago. So, I've been focusing trying to get this list done. Now, you can see another water. Next is mason jars. You always want to keep mason jars for canning. Now, if you got vegetables and fruits, you can make pickles and everything else. Get a canning jar. Now, the pressure cooker is what she uses. There's various pressure canners, pressure cooker / canners can be used to highly heat and seal um, the canning jars. The next on the list is the portable TV. Again, like I said, some of them they all have rechargeable batteries, but it depends on what price you're paying for a portable TV. Every one I chose is 13 inches. All right. So it's highly recommended. There is 9-inch TVs that if you want small, compact, for prepping, you can use those and get deals on the sometimes new on the Vizio razors. Now, the next tool besides the portable TV is these. Now, a lot of people have emailed me. Some have alarm clocks in it. Some have flashlights. But these are what they call uh, shortwave radios. Now, shortwave radio is also known as a world band radio. So, say you're in an area where you want to know what's going on in other parts of the world, you can tune in by this. Some have AA batteries. Some are rechargeable batteries, but the world band radio will help you out immensely. So world band radios are expensive, but they literally will pick up a lot. The next up is a must. Okay, first aid kit. You remember I talked about the survival kit that has the basic first aid kit that came with it. Well, this here is a comprehensive kit. So if you have a family of 2, you want 2 bags. If you have a family of 3, you want 3 bags. You want a family of 4, you get 4 bags. Now you use it as needed, and if you don't use it and you're prepping, you can keep your first aid kit in mint condition for years to come. The next up is a trauma bag. Now, this is what the EMS use and everything else. This has everything for trauma. Now, if there's a SHTF situation, the problem is you won't probably be going to the hospital, so you want to know how to set bones and do everything you can, because of it. So that. Now, these other first aid kits aren't bad, but I prefer the bigger, bulkier ones that give you more things. Like this one on the top here says 26 for 260 pieces. This one is 200 piece. Each one comes with their own things. You can get 110 piece for $9. You can stockpile whatever. The next one is one of my favorite books. Okay, The Prepper's Canning and Preserving Bible. Right. 5-in-1. It says water bath and pressure canning, dehydrating, fermenting, stocking, and storing foods. Highly recommended if you want to get into prepping. You can also check out Fanny Urban Homesteader. Highly recommend her channel. The reason for it is because this will help you out immensely when it comes to prepping. All right, this will help you with your food supplies. Next is sold out, but this one, the Prepper Survival Bible, 13-in-1, Face the Apocalypse and Survive Society Collapse, right? This has everything. This has everything from canning to first aid to everything. $21, highly recommend it. Next up is coolers. Now, I remember coolers. These coolers being $20. Now they're $60, so think about it. We're getting down the list now. The next is a water cooler. If you can find a water cooler, you're doing great, right? The water cooler will literally do that. You put 2 gallons in your water, keep it cold. You can drink cold water in the fridge if there is no power outage, but the water cooler will come in handy for other reasons too. Now, you guys have emailed me time and time again about ramen. As you can see, the chicken ramen is popular, sold out. Now, the roast chicken doesn't taste that good, so they can't move it fast enough. But if you are into getting Mary Chan, $10 case. A lot of you've said to me, "Oh, Rita, how much is did I pay?" Well, I used to pay $6 a case for most ramens by Mary Chan, but some Mary Chan ramens are double the price because people like it and it's popular. So just remember that. So if you look at chicken and someone just grabs it all saying, "Oh, it's good," the only way that you can make chicken ramen like Mary Chan or Nissan tasty is if you put a bouillon cube in it. Same goes with the roast chicken. I can tell you, I'm a ramen expert. Ramen's comfort food. The next up is important: toilet paper. Always prep toilet paper. Toilet paper is getting more and more scarce every day. People are, but you know, a lot of stuff is being sold out. So remember what I said about the journal. Buy yourself a journal. That's on the top of the preppers list. And journal when you're at the store what your favorite foods are, if it's in stock, if it isn't. And keep tabs for me. That's your homework for this week. And keep tabs of what is available and what isn't available of your favorite foods. Like, for example, we're talking about toilet paper is a must. So, we don't have to go over and over and over. Toilet paper is a must. The next up is paper towels. Paper towels, again, is a must. You don't want to buy 99-cent rolls. You want to buy freaking 12 triple rolls stacked up so you can actually use it for an entire month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. Or, if you're wanting to stay in, you do it this way. I was telling this to Zoe the other day. When you prep, you don't just prep about it just, Zoe was talking about groceries, right? She's like, "Oh, I need groceries." The thing that Zoe, and I'm trying to guide Zoe too, as well as Chloe. I'm like a saint to some, is if you're gonna go and buy certain items, right? Like paper towels and toilet paper, buy it on Amazon, buy it on Target. If Walmart says pick up only, buy it on Amazon, buy it on Target, have it fucking delivered. It's one less thing you have to worry about. You can basically get yourself a journal, right? I was telling Zoe this. You buy a journal, you put in your journal in the month section. Let me just show you an empty page because I'm in the mood, right? Or I'll show you the other one too. Just this is like a quick break, right? So basically, this is your week planner, right? You put in your week planner: buy toilet paper, buy paper towels, Amazon, Target, right? Or you put it in small print like this, right? Buy toilet paper, buy paper towels, and leave it go at that. I'll show you the other one if you like the Clever Fox, right? And so again, you go here, right? Right. And then what you do is this is the budget planner. I grabbed the budget planner. Duh. Hold on. Let me put the budget planners in the bottom. This will help you out budget too better. That's why I recommend these. Now, as I said, here it is. So, for example, you go here, right? To the monthly thing, just put in things like buy dog food, buy toilet paper, buy paper towels. Put it in your calendar, right? Have it delivered. I was trying to tell Zoe that's one less thing you have to worry about, And when you're running low, you figure out how many rolls of toilet paper. Say Zoe buys 48 rolls for a month, right? And Zoe buys 24 rolls of paper towels. That might last her a couple months. Then she doesn't have to worry about that, and then she can focus on what's important, like writing. And then she doesn't have to get up and go to the store for toilet paper towels. There's a lot of different paper towel selections, right? Denny Moore stew. Again, that's form protein. Again, sold out on that one. The next one on the bottom is 24. This was recommended by General Uridite, my moderator. Highly recommended for protein, anything with Denny Moore. The next is this. This went down $23 for a case. Is these barbecue beanie weenies. Basically, they're form of proteins. You get your little hot dogs and cut up hot dogs or Vienna sausages, and you get it. You got hickory smoked and you got your barbecue. Highly recommended. And if you're interested in that type of thing, next is Bush's canned onion baked beans, right? Baked beans are getting harder and harder to get a hold of now because everyone's stockpiling it for a form of protein. Again, home style right there. See, home style beans are proteins. So if you don't want to eat your fish things, you can always eat a cold can of beans. And beans are a substitute. Hold on. Sorry. Whoops. There, that's what I meant. Yeah, so beans are a substance and something that can be done. So all these are bean suggestions. You might be paying a little more, but you got to think about inflation. They're basically making it so it's getting harder and harder. And a lot of stuff that's sold out is because everyone's panic buying. So, you got baked beans, Vandekamp pork and beans, um, you know, country style beans. Now, a lot of people have emailed me and asked me time and time again, what's with the card games? Now, if you're having a power outage or your kids are bored, play cards. You can play Uno, Sonic Edition, Mario Edition, Wild Uno card games, the Wilds, Minions, Mario, Uno. This one's sold out. Then you can get into the poker playing cards. You can play cards with your kids. You can play canasta. You can play gin rummy. You can play anything you want with your kids with cards. You just keep a couple decks of cards in hand. There's a 12-pack. Highly recommend those. Make good stocking stuffers. Right here, see, 12-pack. And this would keep your kids entertained. Back in the day, we didn't have Uno. We didn't have Skippo. We didn't have anything like this. We had basic playing cards. Look in the 1800s. Zoe's like, oh, you're so good with movie quotes and you're so good. Think of the 1800s. The old thing is they used to play poker and everything, and every casino, every saloon was playing cards until eventually they banned. Right. Next is bottled water. Bottled water is a must. A lot of people say, why is the water so expensive? Good morning, Zoe. The quack from the A-Team. Yes, the quack. How goes it, face woman? So basically, water is expensive. Why? Because everyone is getting it. So the other day, I was telling Zoe, right? Zoe and I were on the phone. I'm probably going to talk to her this morning when I get done with this prepping video. But Zoe, if she entertains me for a few minutes, or as I say, Her Majesty, I'm the queen. But if the royal princess gives me an audience, it just depends if she wants to give me an audience when I'm done with this prepping video. So you have to throw that in there, Your Highness. Water is expensive because everyone's stockpiling it. I mean, look at what's going on. 35 tornadoes touched down in south. Dead people everywhere. Blizzards, tsunamis, whatever. They're talking about everything, right? Water is getting expensive. Why? Because everyone wants it. Now, I was telling Zoe the other day, Zoe was kind of shocked. Chloe thought it was Zoe's, water. Now, I prefer Fiji water, right? 99.9% of the water aisle on this island or at the grocery stores sold out. Chloe said there were brands that were $40 or $50 a case. Think about it. You got to order your water when you can online because you can't trust the stores. Stores are running out. You can get basically, as funny as they ran out of water, but they have not run out of beer yet. Makes you wonder. Yeah. Drink plenty of water. I've had like 2 glasses today already, so, But Fiji water is my favorite flavor, plain and simple. Now, the next is Core Hydration, Life Water. Chloe pointed Life Water up, and they wanted $30 for 6. 1 liter bottle, 6. Aquapana sold out. I like Aquapana. I like that flavored stuff they have from Italy. I can't remember what it is. The other thing Zoe talked about that takes an acquired taste is from France. It's called, what was it called, sweetheart? Your Highness, I can't remember. Perrier water. So they have various things. They got lemon flavored and then lime flavored. So Perrier water is not bad, but you drink that as a last resort. Most people like their spring water. Now, I was craving spring water. And by the way, Zoe, for the news this morning, one lucky bastard in Massachusetts won $1.1 billion. There you go. No set. Fiji water, so we can speed this up. So all the waters are expensive. Get what you can. Next up is men were asking me about what's with the battery-powered electric razors. Well, if you're in an area where you can't get straight edge or you don't know how to use an actual straight edge, women used to have that skill where they could shave their man. That's not available. You can get one of these 2 or 3 rotary blades. One set has rechargeable batteries. The other set has like this Philips Norelco has AA batteries. This would be good. They're dry raising, but you might have razor burn. But if you get a wet dry like the wall, that's good. If you get the Remington That's just a dry razor. The dry razor right here, the Braun, that's a travel razor, takes AA batteries. The Panasonic takes AA batteries. I chose these specifically for you men on the preppers list if you need to use AA battery. Barber Souls Basic, cheapy, sold out. The foil razor, just dry razor, $12. The rotary razor, $19. Remember I said earlier in the beginning of the video about prepping and smoking? Now, if you have a balcony or a porch and you can smoke, use electric smoker, then highly recommended. But if you don't, you can always use a charcoal smoker like out here. You know, smokers are highly recommended. You can get electric or you can get charcoal. Next up is coffee. Everyone needs a coffee. Zoe needs a coffee in the morning. I need my coffee in the morning. I went to bed late, so, I need to get a refill of coffee. Coffee is a staple. Now, some people say to me, well, what's the difference? Well, you go to your store, you might find a coffee deal. You don't go to the store and you order online, you might find a deal like you bet. But a lot of people are like, what's with the Hills Brother? Hills Brother is just expensive because not many people remember the brand. Same with Chock Full of Nuts. That's another brand. Got to send Chloe out so you can get milk. We're running low of milk. I told this last night when I was on the phone to Zoe. Called Chloe at the same time. And she didn't want to tote milk back. But my milk is almost empty. So I'm going to have to cut down on the coffee, I think. So today's dinner was supposed to be manicotti. Supposedly, okay? So, but anyway, let's just talk about coffee for a second, right? Coffee is a staple, right? Hills Brothers, $14, $20 for a 30 can. You don't want to do that. Another thing I highly recommend for you preppers, since Teldor said, I'm 5 steps ahead, is if you can, I'm sending Chloe out once I figure it out. I got to make a phone call Monday. It's already in the journal. Call Costco and find out about a Costco membership card. See, if I can get it out off island, I can send Chloe to get stockpile at Costco. Buy in the bulk. If you have Sam's Club nearby, everyone do that too. But you don't want to pay $20. Now, I was recommending Zoe the other day. She's like, I missed my cast iron set, right? $90, free shipping. Reason I recommend this 5 pieces comes with a Dutch oven. You can buy the Dutch oven separate, but large seasoned cast iron is good. Why do you use that? Because it is highly recommended for cooking up bread. Now, if you're got an electric stove and you have a little bread pan, just make it that way. But as I told Zoe, you need sourdough starter, you need regular starter, you need yeast, you need flour. You can make bread with either sourdough starter and yeast and flour. But remember, flour and yeast is expensive. It's a grain. So, next up is this. Now, you guys have been asking me time and time again in apartments, what do I recommend? Well, Armor Treats is a meat can substitute that you can eat cold. So, say the power's out and you're hungry, pop the can, grab a knife, put it on a paper plate, eat yourself a can of Spam. There's your protein. No problem. $25 for a case. Highly recommend. The next is oatmeal. Oatmeal's dropped in price. Oatmeal's a good staple for breakfasts. You can have rolled oats. You can have steel oats. You can have whatever, and you can buy it in the bucket. The bucket stack up, and that could be good for breakfast if you need 3 meals a day. My husband and I used to eat lots of oatmeal, by the way. We didn't complain. Cream of wheat too, by the way, but The next is brown rice and white rice. Keep buckets of that on hand. Teriyaki sauce, long shelf life, so you can actually use rice as a alternative for grub besides ramen. You can eat rice, you can eat ramen, you can eat you got to make sure if you're prepping for a year that you have a year's worth of groceries, if you can. And always get, but rice is a staple. Yeah. Next is caffeinated tea. I like the chocolate mint tea. I always keep the oolong tea on hand. I was telling Zoe this is the best tea I will ever have, for tea and crumpets. Mm-hmm. The next is these cheese crackers. A lot of people say, well, what's different with the cheese crackers? You buy them. That one top sold out. You buy them, and it's a form of protein. It's got dry cheese. So the cheese is already, made into it. So, you can buy those, and it's healthy. And since Zoe's here, Zoe's probably already heard the spiel that, for toilet paper, paper towels, order it online. The less you have to go out. I know Zoe and I talked last night. We had a heart-to-heart. We actually were shooting the shit about movies. I don't think she knows how big of a movie buff I am. That's truth. But I love Zoe no matter what. And I was trying to tell Zoe, you gotta get grocery done. Now, if you're not going to go out grocery shopping, she's like, well, we won't go into her personal details. It's not my place, but she could consider ordering her foods that she needs on Amazon or Target. Just have it delivered, if she doesn't want to go out. These crackers do good. The Ritz crackers do good, etc., etc. Now, Zoe and I were talking about evaporated and condensed milk. What's the difference? They're sold out, all right? People are using those milks for baking. So you can see 24 cans right there, sold out. Keebler crackers, up in price. 4 boxes, right? This is like 4-pack, I think, or 4 boxes, $22, right? Shell's Jumbo Mac and Cheese, you want to basically get 1 or 2 boxes of this in your preps. You don't want the liquid cheese. I know Zoe and I talked this process, but if you like mac and cheese like I do, you want to get the dry stuff. That lasts longer than the liquid cheese. The liquid cheese one doesn't last as long, but it's still, $3.79. The other thing is some of these flavored mac and cheese, like the creamy Alfredo, sold out. So, the next up is your thick and creamy, 99 cents. Another fan favorite of mine and Zoe's is, Chloe keeps making a joke. Why don't you just marry Zoe? Seems you're her soulmate. Goldfish crackers. Okay, goldfish is a staple. I love goldfish. You can get regular goldfish in the milk jug type, or you can get the 6 smaller bags of the extra flavor blasted. I had the pepper jack recently. It was tasty. Another thing people have asked me, they're sold out right now, is the coats. Why do I recommend the Mording things? Well, look. This thing I walked from the hospital 3 miles while rain and snow was melting. And I was overheating in it, even with a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, and etc. Next is your coffee percolators. Now, if you have a way to cook it and your power's out, these are highly recommended. You don't want to hook your solar generator up to your Keurig. You want to make your coffee the old-fashioned way. This is the way to do it. Now, another thing I highly recommend is, if you can get away with it and you don't trigger the carbon monoxide detector, is this. This takes a 5-gallon can with an adapter or a 16.9 canister of propane. You can drip coffee right there. It's a little Coleman drip coffee maker. Next up is sold out, as I want to show you right here. 25-pound bag bunny pellets. Me and Zoe were talking about that. Bunny pellets. I got to check the comments. Bunny pellets are sold out. She channels my other spirit, the 1800s. I play. Best card game ever. I play euchre. 4 thumbs up, and it's cool. So the preppers, out there, thanks, Zoe. But me and Zoe were talking about pet food. They're getting harder and harder to get older. Chloe paid $20 for 4 pounds of doggy food. I just paid $16 times 2 out of my own money, because Zoe and Chloe, I had to get advice on it. Said go ahead and order Moppy some dry pedigree. Otherwise, Moppy would go hungry, right? This here is 10-pound bag for $21. Look at this. 5-pound bag. Great Air, $15. Only place to buy it on the island, $15. So I'm going to be ordering 10-pound bags, I think. Next up, this is what I want to show you. See, Zoe and I were talking about pet food last night. Pedigree, right? I got to use the little bathroom for a second. A little quick break. But we're almost done. We're about 70% done on the list. But take a look at that. That tells you right there, pet food is going out faster than it's coming in. Okay, I'm back, everyone. So 90% of all animal food products are sold out. Zoe and I were talking about that last night. So Zoe told me to go ahead, right? And I also bookmarked it in my planner, right? So a lot of people sit there and they say to me, you know, you know, be 5 steps ahead. No, you're 10 steps, because when you have a planner like this, what you're doing is you're literally planning not just about your everyday needs, but the needs of your family. Like, for example, say whatever, right? Yeah. Um, so that's the thing, right? So pedigree sold out. Look at all this sold out. Now the next up for protein and emergency for apartment dwellers is Double Eagle beef jerky. Now, as you can see, beef sticks and meat sticks are very expensive because, a lot of people are buying it to keep on hand. As long as you keep it and you don't and you don't open the seal, it's not going to go moldy, right? Long-term meat sticks. So this is something that I highly recommend. So, we have more here. So anything in these, Tillamook, by the way, so he has noticed the beef jerky and the meat sticks I'm recommending are Tillamook. Yeah, think about it. Tillamook has their own smoking thing where they smoke their own meats. You guys haven't seen it. Love Tillamook. Another thing that's really good if you get your hands on is Oh Boy Oberto, made in Washington. But these are all Tillamook. This here is $44. It's a fishing kit. You can get various bass, pike, etc. It gives you a fishing kit. The next is another thing. Remember I was talking about nuts earlier? Well, pistachios is one of my favorite nuts, okay? And cashews. So you can see pistachios right here. You can get 48-ounce bag, 24-ounce bag. Wonderful pistachios, 48-ounce bag. Just depends on how much you want to pay. Fancy cashews, love cashews. Cashews are another form of protein. I'm just going down the list. Planters, cashews. Oven roasted cashews by Fisher. Tasty. Planters, roasted peanuts. Don't like peanuts, but I put it in for you guys. Next is the Hormel Complete Microwave Dinner. So it's already fully cooked. All you got to do is Salisbury steak, potatoes. Fortunately, if you have a microwave. Now, if you don't, you can also substitute by cooking it in a Dutch oven. Yeah. So that's something I highly recommend. The next on the list, again, is for canned meats for you apartment dwellers, is corned beef. Now, there's corned beef. There's sausage and half, corned beef and hash, etc. It just depends on if you want corned beef and hash or sausage hash. And then there's canned corned beef. As you can see, it's expensive, $74. It's imported. Yeah. The next is your Herefords. This here, some scalpers trying to charge $36 for one can of corned beef. Don't do it. This one's $60 with 12 cans, 7 ounces. You got to look at it. Most is 12 ounces. This one is 3 12-ounce cans for 26 for corned beef. The Excelsior corned beef is $7. The Iberia corned beef is $4 with 12-ounce can. I'd get that one. It's dropped 43%. The Goya lunch meat went up. It was lowest one was $40-some. Now it's back to 86. Usually it's 97. Trust me, I know pricing better than everything. Now a lot of people have asked me about these little hams. Well, what you do is you get a ham. You can eat it as is. Your whole family can eat 1 or 2 of them, and it's pretty good. I mean, they're already premium cooked hams. All you do is open the can up, serve the ham. And that's a good staple for the apartment dwelling people that can't cook because the management won't let you. So, give me 1 second. I need to check something. I'm still trying to do everything. So these little hams come in handy. Now check my comments again. Now, hickory smoked spam. Okay. As you can see, either Amazon selling it or a third party, but they're charging almost $10 a can for spam. So you got to ask yourself, are you willing to pay that kind of, Okay, so what I'm doing real quick is check my email. So I got this one's like, do you want to make a deal on? Nope. And then this is so apparently Chloe was telling the truth. I got this thing that screen captured saying my jury duty has been excused. So I'm going to be sending her that. So I've been excused from jury duty. Okay, Cool. Good, Chloe. Chloe gets bonus this time, right? The next one is Spam. It's dropped 16%, right? 12 pack. I like bacon Spam. Spam is, I know it's processed, but that's something I keep on hand to eat as a prepper. The next up that's dropped in price is the 4 packs of the original Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner. I like those. Those are long term, and they are got the dry cheese. You just add a little milk. I skip butter because, well, I try to save on some. Butter for popcorn, butter not used for the mac and cheese. I don't think the butter is needed, and it saves me a few calories. Not that I'm counting calories. I'm just like, yeah. The next is Auntie M's mac and cheese. Again, good mac and cheese, highly recommended, good long-term solution. Next is the Maruchan Picante Ramen. Now, a lot of you out there know this is processed, but you know what? As Zoe knows, Picante ramen is my favorite staple, right? I keep cases of the pot. I use this as my meal. If the pot's clean, I will serve myself a pot or 2 or 3 of piquant ramen. Yeah, ramen doesn't go bad that fast. I also like this, which is the creamy chicken. See, I keep creamy chicken and piquant on hand. I also have cases of the Nongshim down below there. The red one, it was $15, so doubled up in price again. So it keeps fluctuating. 12 to 24 usually. Right now it's 30. I've seen it go as $60 to $80 a case, depending. So that's the Amazon current price, and you claim, that inflation. Next is this. Ranch and bacon. So I've been asking Chloe to pick me up some Tupperware containers so I can make some ranch and bacon. My favorite coffee house blend of Folgers, sold out, discontinued, I think. The next is All-American Hoosier Farm Hill Farm milk. Now, I was paying $9.99 for 2 pounds. Right now, it's $24. So think of the cost. A lot of people are stockpiling this as an emergency. Powdered milk does come in handy as an emergency. Same with condensed milk and evaporated milk. You can use condensed milk. I think one's sweet and one's non-sweet, depending on the tube. Again, 1 pound is $18. I just spent a few bucks more to get 2 pounds. The next is your 1-person emergency food pail. You get very little calories, and the meals are not that tasty. Another thing that's really good if you like having hash browns in the morning is $38. Now, a lot of you preppers out there, we're almost to the end. I promise we're almost to the end. A lot of you preppers at the end, I was telling this to Zoe the other day, right? I was telling Zoe the story about the potato slices, right? You can literally go and buy a bag of potatoes from your store, 5-pound or 10-pound bag of potatoes, and a bag of onions for $2.99, and make fried potatoes and onions for breakfast with very little effort without paying $40 for a bucket. So just think about that. If you have access to more freshly ingredients like potatoes or onions, go that way. This here, $17 for biscuit mix, 2 pounds. You can buy more biscuit mix and more boxed mixes of cornbread and stuff. I think cornbread was on sale at, I don't know what store it was. It might have been on this island here. I'll have to check after the preppers is done because I was going to send Chloe after toilet paper. She didn't get that. But anyways, another thing is a lot of people say, oh, well, your scrambled eggs right here on the top. And people say to me, oh, what, it's like what, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. You could go and buy 5 dozen eggs. Pay attention here, preppers. 5 dozen eggs. Scramble them with a gallon of milk, maybe 2 gallons of milk. Double Ziploc bag them after all the eggs are done. Formulate them in quart-sized bags. Double bag them. Freeze them. Then you have your scrambled eggs without even paying $57 for a can of scrambled eggs. Freeze-dried mangoes, don't even think about it. Freeze-dries your own cheaper if you know what you're doing. Just buy the mangoes. You don't need to pay $34 for, what is this, 10-ounce can? I think it said 10 ounces. Yeah, 10, not even 10 ounces, 9.5 ounces. Next up is your chili mix, right? $25 for chili mix, right? A lot of people say, oh, that's a great deal. No, it isn't. You see, I put that in as an option for you people like Higgins who just doesn't want to make chili except for certain ways. You can buy your beans, dry beans, for $2 or $3 a bag, and then you can get your ground meat for $3 to $5 a pound, and then you can make your chili in your crock pot for cheaper than $25. You got to make sure that when you're prepping, that you make your preps last. And so, if you use a 6 quart, 7 quart um, crock pot, that you want to make sure that you get everything that you're buying. If they're in food kits like this, you want to literally make sure that you are getting more money for your value. So say Teldor and Zoe want to make chili. All Zoe's got to do is go and check Walmart or her local area. I can't remember the name of it now. Princess will tell me probably when I'm done with this video on the phone again. But you should go and say, oh, hamburger, no problem. Beans, no problem. Cheese, you use cheese at the last minute. And you can put in whatever else you want, a little chili powder, whatever. You can chili powder, chili beans. You can use chili beans too. Chili beans are really good. Canned chili beans, you can just fill your entire crock pot up with cheap canned chili beans on sale. And then already, or you can get chili beans dry, soak them overnight, throw them in your crock pot and let it cook. And as it's cooking, you put together your formula to thicken your chili base, and then you throw in some whatever. You say Zoe wants to put in chili pepper, then cayenne pepper, and then dry what's that stuff called? Maybe she wants to make a 5-alarm chili or a 7-alarm chili or a 9-alarm chili. So she goes and she puts in Tabasco, and she says, "Oh, this ain't spice enough." Then she puts in habanero sauce, and then she puts in ghost pepper sauce, and then she puts in. Eventually, she's got every sauce for every heat, and she says, "Oh, it's still not spicy." And puts in Carolina Reaper, and says, "Oh, now it's tasty." I mean, you could do whatever you want with chili. You just need to make sure it's under the $25, because that only gives you 3 can. The chili mix is 3 pounds. And I wouldn't pay that kind of money. So next is your emergency food bucket again. The next is your flour. Remember, flour is expensive because it's a grain. We import our grain and we import our flour. The next is teriyaki rice and vegetables with freeze-dried beef. You can do a better deal than $38 for 38 cents, $1 an ounce, right? Let me tell you how you do it. You go out and you buy your ground hamburger. It's always like, oh yeah. And then you buy your rice-a-roni. I know it's processed, but you can basically make rice-a-roni and ground hamburger last a lot better than paying $38 right here for this. You see? $38, right? Next up on the list is, again, your emergency food pail. Let's skip that crap. Your lentils. Lentils is expensive, but you can either buy a 4-gallon pail, 6-gallon pail, or you skip the lentils. Again, Chloe likes black beans. Black beans can make good chili too. You can also take chili beans, white northern beans, whatever, form it together. $58 for beans, no problem. The next up is a vegetable stew blend, $15. You can do better than that if you know what you're doing. But, these are canned ideas. Freeze-dried shredded cheese. A lot of people have emailed me saying, oh, well, that's not a bad deal, Rita, is it? You can take Zoe. Let's use Zoe, for example. Zoe can go out and buy several blocks of 2-pound, 5-pound, and 10-pound blocks of medium cheddar cheese, right? Then Zoe goes down and says, guess what I bought, Rita? She's like a little kid at times anyways. I went and bought me a cheese shredder, right? So she gets and cuts her cheese in sections. Like I used to love the cheese shredder. Then you put it all in things, right? Double bag it, date it, use your pen to date the date that you made it. Throw it in the freezer. Now you got your shredded cheese cheaper than paying the price of $32.65 for cheese. Let's go. We're almost done. Food pails. Again, food pails aren't that good. Fettuccine. You can make fettuccine cheaper if you get the chicken and you get the noodles. Noodles are the cheap part. The Alfredos, $2 on sale. I got Alfredo sauce reels, $8.49 a can. Just throw in some chicken. You got chicken Alfredo. Again, freeze-dried fruits, $79. You can do better than that. If you like your favorite fruits, freeze-dry them yourself. Just get a dehydrator or a freeze dryer. You're good, right? Now, a lot of people don't want all these tools in their house. That's what Zoe was saying, but you know what? She makes sense. Then you got your vegetable stew blend in a 5-gallon bucket. Skip that. Now, this is where people say, oh, is this a good deal? No. Freeze-dried chicken white meat, right? $80 for a can, right? One can, 16 ounces. You could basically do better by paying $80 and buying chicken and deboning it, whether it be chicken legs, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, deboning it and taking the meat for $80. You can get a lot more. You probably get, no offense to Mama Fanny if she's watching this too, I think you can probably get like a month's worth of chicken out of $80. So think about it. The next is, and that is something I highly, I just threw it in there for the lazy. All right, the $80. The dehydrated potato shreds, again, you can do better for $45 if you just go buy bags and bags of potatoes and onions, fry them up yourself, shred them yourself. Next is your chicken rice flavored 2-pound, 12-ounce can. You can do better by buying, like I said, deboning $80 of chicken, and then you turn around and you add chicken with your rice-a-roni. There you go. Lasagna in a can. You can do better than that too if you know what you're doing. Lasagna noodles cheap. You get big amounts of hamburger or ground Italian sausage and hamburger. You make your own lasagna a lot cheaper, and it'll make a filling meal. And whatever you don't eat that night, you just double bag in a Ziploc bag, freeze it for the next day, or put it in a Tupperware container and then freeze it in a bag. So your Tupperware container and your foods, and then if you have microwave and you want your thing later, you pull it out of the Ziploc bag, throw it in the microwave, cook it, and you're done. Again, freeze-dried beef, $87. Now, let me just tell you, you can do a lot better deal. You can probably get 30 pounds of ground hamburger for $90. Think about it, $90, okay? Again, right here, freeze-dried chicken fettuccine Alfredo kit, right, $32. You can do better than that. You can make your own. But if you're lazy, like some people are lazy and you just want everything in a can, then feel free to buy it from Amazon. I don't get any affiliate links, but I'm just telling you my opinion as a prepper, and I know Teldor's probably watching this going, oh, you're completely right. Spot on. Yeah, you have to. You got to think about these things. I'm not done yet. Dehydrated chopped onions, again, $25. Just buy several bags of onions, dehydrated and freeze-dried pineapple chunks, 12 things. You can freeze-dry your own pineapples, $5 pineapple. Spend, 7 pineapples, dehydrate it yourself. You got, each pineapple might be 3 to 5 pounds. So you just got like 40 pounds of pineapple, dehydrated it yourself for the same price as one can. See? And the butter. We'll just do the butter powder again, $20. People say, oh, well, that's not a bad deal. Well, let me just put it this way. Your best bet is to wait for butter to be on sale between $2 and $4 a pound. You see, I buy Lucerne, Tillamook. I got Bractozoe, Tillamook, sea salted extra creamy butter. I got this for $3.49 a pound. And Mama Fanny said, and I've said many times, you can and you should freeze butter. Freezing butter is easy. You can freeze butter, you can freeze many things. Hell, you can freeze your bread too. You could spend the money for butter powder, but it also depends on, Also, people say to me, the milk powder, how much milk does it make? Let me put it this way. For me to make a gallon of milk, it takes about 2.5 cups of milk powder, whole fat milk powder, to make a gallon of milk. So think about it. Yeah, 2.5 cups. So it just depends on if you want to buy that. Now, this is fancy breads and scones. Again, $11. You can probably do better if you buy your yeast, your sourdough starter, whatever. You can make scones, you can make rolls, you can make whatever, just with the right tools without even needing to buy these kits. But if you want to buy it in a box, feel free to, or can. The next up is very important to me is sleeping bags. Double sleeping bags. If you have a king or queen bed, that'll keep you warm during a winter storm. Like power's out and you're freezing, climb into bed with your dog or your wife and your dog and stay warm. This is going to be your best bet for it. And you can also double it up with a wool blanket, which we'll get to. But all the double sleeping bags are highly recommended. People say to me, now, Swiss Army knife, people say, oh, why do you want the Swiss Army knife? See the fish? You can get the one with the freaking scissors, or you can get the one with the pliers. I have both. Let me tell you, I believe these over a Leatherman. I have a Leatherman too, but I prefer these. And these have a lot more little gizmos. The Leatherman does too, but I prefer Swiss. The Swiss Champ went up in price. It was $49 for the big guy, the big honky. Now you're paying $92. So just remember, that one has everything in it that you never need. It's basically the tool of tools, or the Swiss Army knife of tools. Winger was bought up by Victorinox. So Victorinox is the only one making us, and these are true knives made in Switzerland. For example, if you look at this, it says Victorinox Switzerland right there on the blade. So Victorinox Switzerland. That's why I like it. They're Swiss made and they lifetime warranty. Next is your internal backpack. As you see, it says we've been working hard to get it back in stock. That means they'll take your money, but they don't have them in stock. They're waiting for China to make some more. But these are what we call for bug out bags. The next is your canvas tents. A lot of people say, well, what's the difference between canvas and non-canvas? Canvas is heavier, and they're true 4-season, which means you can survive. Now, if you get a tent with a stove in it, you're doing a lot better. You can even get an outfitter's tent if you are in an area where, your house can be mowed over by blizzards, tornadoes, flash floods, whatever. You want a tent for bug out and or to use if you have property and your house is destroyed. Tent's always good, right? Now, for some of you out there, if you're one person and you're in a car, you can always use a one-person swag tent. Basically, that's just for one person. I prefer the little two-person. It looks cute, but they're sold out. And so Kodiak makes some really good things. Rumor has it the reason they have supply problems, Kodiak, right? There's the two-person right there. It's small but cute. There's a video out there that shows all the sizes, but Kodiak sold out. A lot of the Kodiaks are sold out. As you can see, that Kodiak. The Coleman one sold out. The next Coleman sold out. The 8-person here is $145. If you notice, tents are sold out. People are stockpiling as an emergency prepper. Some of these tents here are 3-season. So people say to me in an email, what's the difference between 3-season and 4-season? Well, let me explain. 3-season tents are spring, summer, and fall. 4-season tents are winter, spring, summer, and fall. Depends on how much you're willing to pay, right? Now, some people just say, oh, well, I'm not bugging out. Then just get basically a 3-season tent. But as you can see, that Coleman there is like one of few that's available. Again, sold out. Another Coleman right there. Just look at that for a second. Another Coleman, 152. You could see, a lot of you preppers out there, you think, that my preppers thing is full of prepping ideas. This is like the ultimate preppers list. And I said Saturdays I would do this, so here we go. The next is the Amazon one. They make their own tent. But as you can see, place order now. We won't bill you until your tent's available, more likely from China, 3-season, yada, yada, yada. So use your own discretion. So anyways, sorry if I'm taking so long to speed this up. I'm almost done. The next is Coleman lanterns. This is a kerosene lantern. Remember I told you kerosene's more money. It's because Coleman doesn't sell a lot of kerosene ones, but you can get kerosene, aka paraffin lanterns for hurricane lanterns. You can get kerosene stoves. You can go kerosene all the way, but you're paying more. This one here down below, the premium powerhouse, is $99. The other one sold out. That one there runs on Coleman fuel, which is like $20 a gallon, or unleaded gas. So think about it. If you want to use a dual fuel stove or a lantern, you use that with unleaded gas. So just make sure you know what you're doing with it, so you don't burn your eyebrows like I've done many times singeing my hair. When I was homeless, I had this little shopping cart that Fiona would push, and we had these little containers, half-gallon containers that kept our fuel in it. And let me tell you, once I pumped it up so much for a stove, I singed my eyebrows completely off. It was burnt there. Security guard at Target when I was shopping was asking me something, and then told me I should take a shower. So we went to Chloe's brother's house shower. But see this? Sold out on dual fuel stoves, propane stoves. Right here, 2 propane stoves. Look at this for a minute. I gotta use the bathroom. Those stoves are literally the only ones available if you can cook and if you have the propane canister. Okay. So there you go, right? You've seen it. Great. Hold on. The next is a wool blanket. Those wool blankets are the best in the world. Let's see what dropped. And we're off to the races. Okay. So, hold on a sec. I gotta go see Chloe's up in a second. Come on, Mom. Oh, good. Shower. Go. Come on, Mom. I might send you the store. Oh, I'm also gonna check the app. So, the diary thing. Yeah, I mean, you did, but you didn't. I'm trying to say it so I don't piss you off. Okay, peeps. So let's continue. So, one of the things you guys need to talk about, right, is other things. I got to add some digital scanners to the preppers list, anyways. But matches, good if you want to light candles and stuff. Your buttermilk pancake mix, you can do better if you buy it in a box, or figure out if you can get 3 pounds or 5 pounds or 10 pounds cheaper at the grocery store, then do that. A lot of people like pancakes. Food buckets, you already know about the food buckets. We won't have to talk about food buckets again. And then we are done. So now I want to go over to the preppers list. Actually, no, I'm going to actually add some scanners to the preppers list. I'm going to actually close this to 100%. So I hope you understand that that is the ultimate preppers list right there. So Zoe's say anything? Ah, yes. Yeah, she's going on a walkie poo this morning. I love how she says, "I'm going on a walkie poo." You know. So I just had to make fun of Zoe to grocery shopping. You see, Zoe could do a lot better if she basically ordered a lot of stuff in now. I know a lot of stuff's processed, but the thing is you can't just live on rice and peas. I love Zoe dearly, but you can't just live on rice and peas. Since she's showering, I don't think she's here. So I think she decided, wow, I don't want to hear Rita talk about prepping. So anyways, let's just go over to the preppers list, okay? So I might have an hour or two in between breaks before, because Chloe's going out. So before we go, I need to go and do 2 ads this morning. King's Marketplace, because Chloe's making toilet paper, ham, pork ribs, bacon, sausage. I'm not interested in sirloins. Bell peppers, onions, potatoes. There it goes. 5-pound potatoes, 5 pounds of onions right there. Deal, deal, deal. Or no, the onions are per pound. Whatever, right? Let's see. Potatoes and onions. You need basically a bag of potatoes and a bag of onions. So Chloe's going to take the phone and basically remember to hear it, or I'm going to have to write it down on the marketplace. So anyways, there we go. So here we have roast, apples, cauliflower, cornbread mix. Yeah, Famous Dave's cornbread mix. Oh, it's Famous Dave's, huh? Chloe didn't get it at Marketplace. So you got okay. So what we need is toilet paper and cornbread mix. Guess that's it. Toilet paper, cornbread mix, and potatoes and onions. Yeah, in the bags. Maybe one day I'll basically, do whatever. Prepping is something that you need to prep on. So one of the things I highly recommend is potatoes, onions, and whatever. Make it count. We already have enough food here, and maybe a thing of hot dog buns again, because we'll be out of hot dog buns, and so it might be good to carry a little bit of hot dog buns. Now, while we're talking, I need to open up some prepping tools here. People, say, well, what if we're in a digital area? Don't we need a digital scanner? Well, yeah, that's why I'm basically opening up some links for other scanners. So what you do is you go over here, and then you let it load up, and then what you do is you do this, and then you put it in the preppers list, so you guys get the updated thing. Oh, and what was it I was supposed to add to on the preppers list? You guys said something else I needed to add. Anyways, I'm not done with this video yet. I still got a couple links to show you, so I'm going to add this stuff to the preppers list because I want to get it done so I can move along, because I have some discussions with you that's going to help you out on your choicing of there. Yeah. So once I get these items added to the preppers list, which you have in the live chat, I will go on with the next step of the discussion before I finish up for the night, and then come back later to do just a video on spreadsheeting, because I have 7 spreadsheets to do. Well, as many as I can get done today, and then Monday I finish up, and then I go down the list. But right now we are not thinking about this stuff. All right. So a lot of you are like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So a lot of you preppers out there have been asking me, talking to me, asking me, talking to me. And to me, it's, you got to think about what's available and what isn't. So, I do my best for you all. Yes. So anyways, I'm halfway through the preps list for updating and adding a few items. To make it bigger. Some people say, we need digital scanners, so I'm adding digital scanners. That's what I'm doing. I'm a scanner thing. I can just flip through it and down the list we go. And then up the list we go. And then when we're done, we're done, right? And then the scanners will be on the top again because, well, some people say, oh, well, it's down halfway down the list. Let me just say the preppers list, everyone, is huge, okay? It took us this long to get through it with 3 bathroom breaks because it was huge. And it's just way huge. Right? So before you guys turn around and say, oh, well, it was huge. It is huge. All right. So I got links open. And then after I fill these in, I got 2 more links to add. And then we're done. So we are good to go. Mm-hmm. So basically, another thing, people have been asking me about is, is other things, like what to save money and etc. I'll show you a few tricks, okay? And then I do have to go and unwind for an hour or so, or 2 hours, because, I'm got to wait for Zoe, and then I got to get the spreadsheets done while Chloe's out, which means she'll take an hour and a half or so to shower. Not my business today how long she takes, but I should. I got some emailing to do this week too, so I might just get that done too. Before I forget, there's an email I need to send out. So that's why you have this book. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, what's it for?" It's for other things too. So. All right, so there we go. And then I just put this in here, and I'm done. See? So this is basically my list of stuff, So I was just thinking of something. I was like, oh, yeah, Okay, so let's just continue. So a lot of people have been asking me questions, and I'm just like, cool, All right, so we have, how many more do we have? 3 tabs to open, and then 2 more after that. Okay, then we will get the next part done. because a lot of you have been asking me, Now, a lot of you out there have to use radio reference to check your area for simulcast or not simulcast. Higgins been fighting tooth and nail about saying that they're wrong. It turns out that the newspaper did an article in his area, and it turns out he needs a simulcast radio, which is $700, $650 to $700. So it's like, So, anyways, I'm looking at 2 scanners for myself, digital. Still toying with the idea. I haven't ordered it yet. I've been ordering dog food and everything else. People say to me, "Oh, well, why is that?" Because I have to. So, but it also depends on what you want to do. So, come on, man. Let's just fucking refresh it. So apparently, even though I'm running a video, right? Video link, apparently Amazon's not being fucking slow. So I don't know if it's the web or the other thing, but for you preppers out there, it's kind of annoying as hell. So apparently it's not opening this. So I don't know if Amazon's down or not, but I'm going to hope it is down. So yeah, it says Amazon is down. Okay, so apparently Amazon is down, it seems. Yeah, so it's not my web connection, it's Amazon. So yeah, so there's like 3 links I needed to add. So let's check again. Apparently Amazon went down. Wow. So it says check your proxy network error time connections. Okay. So apparently Amazon servers went down, so might have had something wrong, but it's okay. Yeah. So I just want to get this done so I can go to the next thing, because the sooner we get this done for you preppers, the sooner I can tell you about the last part that I am working on. And that is advice for you guys, the prepper. That's why I'm here. And then, I need to let Chloe know to hurry up because I'm running out of milk. And the polar bear loves her milk and loves her coffee. But, I could run down myself, but she's going out anyways. And so to me, it's one of these days where I got 7 spreadsheets to do. I'll time it whenever. Chloe's going to basically get the fucking bedroom and the fucking hallway cleaned today and the kitchen. But she'll do the kitchen after my 7 spreadsheets or whatever else I do. I got to kick her in the ass. She was telling me the other day, and that's verbal, not physical. She's like, just make sure verbally you kick my ass when it comes to the chores. Thing is, she's made a mess. She's fucking cleaning it up. This is why, But anyways, we're not going to talk negative about Chloe. I just made my peace, okay? So you guys are wondering about the next part. So let me just show you this. Right? Hopefully, when I do this, yeah, it's fine. I want to show you guys something interesting, okay? Is it called? I think it's called, yeah, let me look. Right. So, remember we were talking about something very important, right? And I said to you something or other about, this, right? So, let me just show you this, okay? Never mind about that. Skip that. Okay, so let me just zoom in to 200% because we were talking about this, okay? Most stores around Walmart, right? Most stores around Walmart is literally most stores in Walmart. Okay, I want to show you a couple tips and tricks, okay? This is now tips and tricks time for you preppers, okay? Here we go. So, remember I said you can do a lot better if you pay a little more money. Now, if you're near a Walmart, they sell this. It's basically like a nationwide price, right? All natural ground beef, 10 pounds, 10-pound chub. You buy yourself a meat scale and double freezer Ziploc bags, and you double bag them, and you cut up in 1 pound increments, and then you weigh it. And then what you do is you can use a lot of different dishes for the hamburger. Here we go. See, that's why. There, see, right there. So basically, you got to order it and have it picked up. Since Walmart doesn't deliver, you have pickup only. So 10 pounds of hamburger, you're wondering how much? $26. So if you want to see this, it says 10-pound hamburger roll. So another thing you might want to do is, right? So, for example, another tip is at Walmart, right? Is as a prepper, I'm trying to find this, right here, right? Look at this, for example, right? So, for example, let me just show you this, right? $4.94, right? $4.94 for 5 pounds of chicken legs. You see this? 5 pounds of chicken legs. See? 5 pounds of chicken legs, $4.94. Let's show this, right? $4.94 for this. See? 5 pounds, $4.95. 5 pounds, right? That could be it. You can basically make soups, buffalo chicken legs, etc., etc. I mean, you could do a lot with 5 pounds. And at $4.94, better cash in when you can. Because this is why I keep telling you preppers to keep prepping. I'm trying to find something else real quick, too, for you guys. There we go. All right, so how's this, right? Right? $23, right? $23.98, right? Right here. For 8 pounds of wings. You could use this to make buffalo wings. Think about it. Look at this. Little drumettes right there. 8 pounds, $24, right? You go to Walmart, pick it up. You pick up everything you need. With Chloe, of course, she's limited to the cooler. So whatever she throws in the cooler is what she brings back. So if she brings back 40 pounds of hamburger and 3 bags of wings and 4 things of chicken legs, then she's made her money's worth over and over and over. But the point is you literally have to make it work. That's the thing. I mean, literally, you got to take the time to go to the Walmart. Yes, but Hickory Farms is not something you can be sustainable. You're paying $50 or more for it. So $50 or more, unless you're just throwing away money, Mr. Kane, it's not worth it. For $50, I can get to at least 20 pounds of hamburger minimum. Hickory Farms food gift sets on it. Yeah, but you can also go to hickoryfarms.com and just buy it directly. Unfortunately, I won't pay the price because the price is too damn expensive, you see. So for some of you out there, that's the thing you got to ask yourself. How much are you willing to spend? I won't spend money on dry salami. I mean, literally. Chloe went to the store the other day looking for salami. They cut the salami and the pepperoni in half. So no. The thing is they're basically doing shrinkflation at the cost to you guys. So for meats and cheeses, it isn't even worth it. You can go through the Wisconsin Cheeseman Company and you're still literally paying through the nose. It's not worth buying meats and cheeses as a prepping tool, because as soon as you get your meats and cheeses, for example, you literally were going to eat the damn thing. And that is not prepping. What you need to do is prep for all contingencies and all situations. Like, for example, Chloe's going to go to Walmart, right? So next month, we're going to say go to Walmart. So I'm taking my ad right here, and I'm going to schedule in Walmart for her. So she's going to go to Walmart. There, see? So we schedule that in and then it works. Just know they don't last forever. Everything has an expiration date, Mr. Kane. Now, like I said, I'm basically working on this real quick while I'm talking to you guys. I do gotta run to the bathroom again for a coffee. Anyways, let me see. This is February, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. There. So if you plan your plans carefully out, you can literally make a lot of plans. So yeah, and then all you do is you look it over. You know. So tomorrow's my day of rest, which means you guys don't get a video at all tomorrow. So I better check on Chloe real quick and use the toilet. But for some of you preppers out there, that's your best course of action. Let's see, is this charged yet? Yes, it is. Yes, so true, Zoe, so true. Hmm. So Zoe just made a joke. Sorry, I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, well, you usually share it on live anyways, so if you want to chat after live, yeah, I do. I want to chat. Yeah. So, anyways, I got to use the bathroom, but you guys literally need to know that I've done everything I can. So apparently, the other breaking news this morning is always messaging me. That's not breaking news. Is they found 5 more classified documents from Biden's whatever. So that's like 3 sets. So apparently, I'm wondering if these magically ones are used against Biden. And both Trump and Biden. Who knows? But anyways, so. Hmm. Oh, sugar. So, okay, peeps, I'm back. So I was looking for the phone for a second. I have to give it to Chloe. I don't even know where I put the phone. I got to make the bed up today, later. And I got to find out where I put the phone. I think Chloe ended up with it last night. I don't know. That's one thing. I can't remember what happened to it last night. It's not in my bed, I can tell you that much. So I don't know where the phone went. Last night I was sleeping or whatever, and it was like, yeah. So, point is I just can't remember where I put it. Let me see if Chloe's got it. Give me 1 second. Right, I'll put in the planner for us. Chloe's mom. Oh, hold on. On YouTube, guess who's coming to dinner? Oh, God. Oh, God. Chloe. Zoe. We got a problem, Houston. I got to put something in the planner. Apparently, if you were listening, Chloe has my phone. So I was asking Chloe, what was going... What the hell? We didn't lose power, did we? Yeah, Moppy! Come on, shoot your little butt over here. Don't move the fan. My fan was going off. I thought the power went out. I have to work right now, Moppy. So, for some of you guys wondering, including Zoe, it seems on the 28th of this month, I got arranged for a dinner in the name of Chloe's mom, which I've never met. So, 28th is Chloe's mom. 28th. Chloe's mom comes to visit. Seems I'm going to have to get some more steaks, I think. Chloe's mom's visit. Big dinner. Yep, here we go. Big dinner. Chloe better get this place in order. Yeah. So, there we go. The 28th. So, yep. Guess who's coming to dinner? Who's Chloe? She's my roommate. What? Is it true? Grandma's coming to visit? Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much. So, let me... 28. Better get this place in order. Keep it clean. Chloe's mom. What? Cedar Woolley, and then coming up this way. Wow. Cedar Woolley's a nice place to visit. What? Waiting to see if Zoe's got something to say. She's probably sitting there going, "Oh my God." Yep. That's what I said this morning. What? Look, there's a T-bone on the floor over here. I guess I'm going to have to put together a nice spread for dinner on the 28th. Well, there we go. I'm going to have to get, let's see, one, two. I'm going to have to figure out how many steaks to get. Well, looks like I'm going to be doing dinner, so might as well bankroll it. So, you done with the phone?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah, well, I need to check the battery. Excuse me for 1 second. I assume we might have to make a special on the Safeway soon. Get more steaks for guess who's coming to dinner.
I could do it, and then of course on 28th from there. We'll just go to Safeway for a ferry.
She's coming here actually to the island.
Yes.
Spending the night, I assume.
Cedar Woolley. My mom will leave.
So it's a day trip.
It's two nights in Cedar Woolley.
Cedar Woolley's south of Marysville or north of Everett.
Actually, it's northeast of Burlington.
So your mom's basically, I got a joke with you. So your old mom, okay, just to understand this whole thing, your old mom is basically your special birthday present. She usually sends gift cards. It is basically a surprise visit from mom. So basically,
Mom was coming out this way anyways because after here, she's going to take a train down to Eugene.
Oh, to her father?
Yep.
What's she doing at Cedar Woolley? Looking for land?
There's a cabin. There's a cabin out there to rent for a couple nights, like a hotel cabin.
So they decided to come up here just for the.
Well, actually, his stepdad's back in Ohio.
So it's just her and your dad visiting, Grandpa.
Well, Grandpa's not visiting here.
So it's just you and your mom.
Yeah.
Hmm.
His parents' stepdad wants to go back to Ohio because he wants to go hunting and he wants to work on the farm again.
He's getting bored of these travel things. I do gotta ask. Okay, the viewers want to know, how is your mom affording all these trips without a job?
I'm not sure. I'm not really in the position to ask that, Moppy.
Yeah, well, I just was being funny.
Well, she got to see Moppy too.
So, anyways, apparently, guess
Next 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to give him a haircut.
Also, since it's just your mom, right?
Yeah.
Just your mom's coming up here.
Yep.
So she's renting a car.
Yeah.
So we take the ferry on the 28th and we go meet her, and then we ride back with her here.
Yeah.
Did you tell her to make sure to make a reservation for the ferry?
Well, I told my mom because she doesn't want to pay for the ferry to bring car on ferry to
Walk on.
and
then park it in the gravel lot.
lot.
So we're gonna go collect her, and I get to meet
Yeah.
your mother. Oh, this is gonna be really interesting.
I told my mom just to park the car at the ferry terminal, probably pay parking, but still, and then walk on the ferry. It's just better because you don't need a car, especially this time of year. Where else are you gonna go? Or then Friday Harbor.
You go to Friday Harbor, and then you got to ask herself what's she gonna do. She gonna do a little sightseeing, a little tourist shopping. We don't even know.
Mom, there's a few little shops you might like and some eateries.
So there you go. So anyways, guess who's coming to? I'm Chekhov in Star Trek. Guess who's coming to dinner? Has you ever seen that movie? Guess who's coming to dinner? I think that's a movie. The 1967 film, I believe. Yes, it's got Sidney Poitier, Spencer Tracy, Kathleen Hepburn. Guess who's coming to dinner? It was a parody of the whatever. But damn, that's interesting. So I guess dear old mom's coming out here. So it looks like I'm going to have to save some steaks, which is fine. We'll figure it out. It just depends on what Chloe's mom wants for dinner. We can do ribs or we can do steak. I'm just surprised she's coming all the way up here. Guess she wants to talk to Chloe. Maybe. Who knows? Fortunately, this is going to be interesting because Chloe's appointment for her therapist is 2 days before. So her therapist is going to have to talk her through this whole thing because Chloe really doesn't want to deal with mom. But you know what? It might be just a good thing. So, like by watching it, yeah, San Juan Islands is like the most beautiful islands in the world. Hey, everyone, look at this. Hi, I gave you a treat already. You're not getting a treater. See, he's a good guard dog. Oh, yeah, hold on. Pay me. See, I'm on the floor now. Pay me. See, I'm not looking at him. If you don't do eye contact, you can't mooch. Hello, everyone. Hi. Yeah, and? And? Yeah, and? Chloe's mom knows about Chloe. You see, that's his way of saying, give me payment or else. If I give you one, will you shut up, Moppy? Take it. There, maybe now he'll shut up. So, like by Washington, never heard of it. Does Chloe know? Yeah, Chloe's mom doesn't accept it. Yeah, Chloe's transgendered, and I'm intersex, and Chloe's mom doesn't really accept it. So, you know. So by Washington, Canada. L. Bager? L. Bager. Who the hell's L. Bager? Oh, well, welcome, L. Bager. We had the real Cynthia. Now we have L. Bager, yeah. We have 7 people viewing this morning. It's been, 3 hours? Should be getting my spreadsheets done, but this just opens up the playing field to a lot more interesting things. Yeah. So, yeah. How do you know about Chloe, anyways, L. Bager? I mean, someone asked me. You first, let's see. Oh, okay. Kane says, "Who's Chloe?" That's my roommate. L. Bager must know who Chloe is. Apparently, yeah. I don't know why, but apparently Chloe's mom is coming out here. Guess who's coming to dinner? Anyways, seems it's gonna be an interesting 2 weeks. Yeah. So. 5 people now. More people leave, the more I can leave too. Because I was going to game for an hour and then go back to spreadsheets. It's my break time. Only takes about 2 hours in the shower. Her day's plan is apparently she's made plans already. Grocery store, which I got to make a list wherever it is, and I need toilet paper and yeah. So, anyways, let's see. Email, okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna make a list of she wants to go to the food bank today. I frankly think we're good on food, but I gotta make a list. So I think it was like cornbread making. Said something about cornbread making, right? It was like shopping list, right? Shopping list. I got some reviews I'm gonna be reviewing soon, by the way, for you all, some prepping tools. So I'm looking forward to reviewing them between the 17th and the 24th. TP, paper towels. I want to make sure we get enough. Cornbread mix. That's at Marketplace. I think that's it, right? Cornbread mix. And the Marketplace is across the street from the MP, which is Marketplace. I think Kings didn't have anything this time around. Let me look. I think that's all. Oh, wasn't there something else I wanted? I was thinking of chips, I think, but I can go without chips. Mexican Coca-Cola is best in the bottles. Yes, I have a Pepsi in the window with real sugar. Chloe picked me up last night when she went to get the lotto ticket. If anyone heard, some son of a bitch won the 1.1 billion, so it went back to 20 billion. So I guess next week I'll be buying a Powerball only because it's over 400 million. I guess God wanted someone. I'm wondering if God even wants people to win the lotto. I mean, if you look at it, everyone fumbles around, makes the pot bigger and bigger, and then some Ponzi scam gets it. But then they pay the huge taxes, so I don't know. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was going to look at the ads real quick. That's what I was going to do. We're closing. So, she already got the ham. Oh, yeah. Bagged potatoes. Bagged onions. See, I'm trying to remember this. Bagged potatoes. Bagged onions. All right, so I think that's everything we need this week. And my phone fell on the floor, so I got to charge. Actually, still charging. So apparently it's charging. It's a good thing. So that's what you need. For you preppers out there, you're wondering what the heck's the bagged potatoes? Well, when you buy bagged potatoes, you get 5 pounds or 10 pounds of potatoes. What you do with them, you can make potato shreds or fried potatoes and onions. And I preferred fried potatoes and onions myself. So yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm checking the ads. I know Marketplace only has the cosmic crisp apples. So Apple went up in price. Damn, I remember when apples was 29 cents a pound. You see how old I am? And Zoe's like, you can't say you're old. So, oh, that reminds me. Zoe said I need to be with her in 15 minutes. So her message is, oh yeah. So she wants me to call her now, I guess. So, anyways, yeah. So apparently there's only cornbread mix, and I'm gonna put in chicken legs probably as an option. So. With that said, everyone, I'm done. I'm out. So, since there's no more comments, toodles, I'll be back in a couple hours. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion at the like, subscribe button. Hold some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe button. It's wholesome fun for your family. If you like my content and the preppers list today and all the preppers tips, feel free to donate. My About Me page is my About Me page. I'm not being mooching. If you don't, oh well, this content's free. It's a hobby. Thanks for watching, and God bless you and everything you do.